barman is standing by his story, but he was struck by Favola.
I followed him outside and grabbed him in a headlock.
There were more off-season blues for Carlton last night, with President Graham Smorgan dramatically voted off the board.
The club has been forced to fine two of its most senior players, Lance Whitnell and Heath Scotland.
Richard Pratt was a board member during the reign of John Elliott. Now the billionaire cardboard king has returned to lead the Blues in their darkest hour.
And welcome to the Dome as round one of the NAB Cup continues. Tonight it's the Blues and the Bombers, and for Carlton, officially an end to its tumultuous summer. For Essendon fans, well, they'll be hoping 2006 was just an aberration. The Bombers last year finished second last, Carlton last. So the only way is up, we hope. Robert Walls will say welcome back to football to you. You're a Carlton legend. What did you think of all the tumultuous goings-on at the Blues land over the summer?
Well, it certainly was that, Stephen. They're all over the place. I think it all ended up for the best. Richard Pratt is just terrific to have as president of the club. I believe he'll be there for 2 years. Bryce Gibbs was secured in the national draft, the best player to come into the system, and we'll see him play tonight. And of course, Lance Whitnell was named as captain. I would have been pleased to have seen co-captains in Mark Murphy and Lance Whitnell, but Lance has been there for a decade or more. He'll do a good job.
There's the Carlton players warming up in the rooms. Bryce Gibbs, he's the big talking point. They say he could be anything, the #1 pick from last year's national draft.
Yes, he's an outstanding young player, and he's in the Carlton leadership group already, and that says a lot for his character. And he's played senior football back there in Adelaide the last couple of years. I think he'll be a ready-made senior player for the Carlton team this year.
So a big night for that man, #8, Lance Whitnell. As we have a look at the Blues lineup, and the players highlighted in red are the new additions in season 2007.
Well, they are, and the player down in the bottom left-hand corner there, Kane Ackland, he's come across from St Kilda. Carlton desperately need a quality ruckman. I'm not sure that he'll be able to do the job. He will be able to get kicks around the ground. I'm not sure about his tap ruck work. And then we see Gibbs named on the wing there. But I like the Carlton spine. Thornton at fullback is an experienced player.
You're a big rat for Wade, aren't you?
I am, and Jared Waite at centre-half back. Pleased to see that they're going to play him in defence. Whitnell at centre-half forward, all class. And, of course, Favola, well, leading goal kicker last year in a team that finished bottom of the ladder. That says it all.
Well, despite what you say about Brendan Favola, he does play football very well.
Oh, he does. Look, Brendan Favola in full flight is one of the best things to go and watch a game of football. He's strong, he attacks the ball, thumping long kick. Now, have a look at this Essendon team, and mighty Mal Michael.
He is enormous.
He stripped big, didn't he? We saw him out there doing the warm-up. He looks in terrific shape. Now, that's going to mean that Dustin Fletcher can go across to centre-half back. He'll be happy with that. It also means that Kepler Bradley, who played centre-half back for most of last year, he can go to a flank or pocket position.
It's interesting this year, Essendon have been notorious not taking the NAB Cup seriously, but they're going full tilt at it, full-strength side almost.
Well, there's a couple of reasons for that, I think. Certainly they need to let everybody know that they mean business and get back on the winning list. And there's also a coach who I think needs to get some wins on the board. Kevin Sheedy, amazingly into his 27th season, but he's out of contract at the end of this season. So it's a big year for the Essendon Football Club, the coach and the players. And of course, James Hird, this is his swan song this year.
It is, and great to see Matthew Lloyd back at full forward after that unfortunate hamstring injury early last year.
Yes, Lloyd only played the 3 games last year, kicked 13 goals, started off in a blaze of glory. I really admired Scotty Lucas, stood up at centre-half forward for the bulk of the year. A couple of young players to look out for, Davey and Hurley. They're small, they're quick, and they've got the foot speed that the Bombers need through the midfield. That is an area where Essendon have lacked in the last couple of years. Keep an eye out for Jobe Watson too. I think he's an absolute star in the making. And David Hill, look out for Hill, because he looks like he's a monster.
He has a stripped up big also, as you said.
He has, hasn't he? And of course Lovett there on the wing. I hope Lovett gets to play a little bit more out from that forward pocket area.
Well, there's the new president of Carlton, Richard Pratt, with his wife Jeannie. Fantastic at 72 years of age, Rob, to see him put his hand up.
Well, he's answered the call, hasn't he? Carlton in diabolical trouble as far as leadership goes. Richard Pratt's been a Carlton man for many, many years. Hey, don't forget, he wore the navy blue when he was a youngster, played in the junior grade sides, and of course has been on the board there for many, many years.
Well, we're going to take a break from the Dome. There's James Hird, a true champion of the game. 2007 will be his 16th season and his last. Let's hope it's a memorable one.
I declare James Hird and Michael Boss the joint winners of the 1996 Brownlow Medal.
This was a night to celebrate football. 2 of the reasons we love this game, celebrated together with the bulk of their brilliant careers to come. This year, one half of that illustrious pair joins 10's commentary team. For the other, the curtain is poised to fall on his famous number 5 at season's end. With 6 of Essendon's first 10 games and 8 throughout the year, 10 is proud to be part of James Hird's farewell season. Who's to say there won't be a stunning sting in the tail of this wonderful champion's career? And if there is, before he waves goodbye for the final time, you'll see it here on 10.
Welcome back to Footy on 10. Good evening, everyone, and lots of people outside of the Telstra Dome tonight in the Docklands enjoying all that it has to offer. Inside the Telstra Dome, we'll be enjoying all that the Telstra Dome has to offer tonight. It is an earlier game, which means that the roof is open, the sun is still out and should be out for most of the game. Actually, it is a clear night. The ground is in absolute pristine condition, just a little bit of a breeze. It really is a beautiful night. Not a huge crowd, but a good-sized crowd for the pre-season. And I can tell you, it seems like they haven't missed a beat between seasons. They are here. They've endured a lot last season, supporters of both clubs. They're here for a fresh start and to back both of the teams into, well, I guess a fresh start into turning their fortunes around. Stephen, let the game begin.
Yes, I think particularly those at Carlton will be saying that after their tumultuous summer. As I say, good evening to Michael Christian, former Collingwood Premiership star. How are you, Chriso?
Fantastic, Quarters, and isn't it great? Footy is back. 15th versus 16th from 2006, but both clubs, as you've mentioned, plenty to look forward to.
Who are your players to watch?
Well, Josh Kennedy is one. The number 4 pick back in 2005 by the Blues from East Fremantle, still just 19 years of age, really emerged last year in his second game, kicked 2 goals and 8 marks, interestingly enough, against the Bombers. Played 9 games in all last year, kicked 5 goals, but he's the answer at centre-half forward for the Blues. And the other player who I'm really looking forward to watching is the young gun from the Bombers. And there he is. He'll start the game on the bench. Elwyn Davey, of course, younger brother of excitement machine for Melbourne, Aaron.
Well, just about ready to go. Lots to look forward to in this contest. The debut of Bryce Gibbs, Matthew Lloyd back, Mal Michael, there he is for Essendon, his first game after controversially swapping over from the Brisbane Lions. He's got the big job with Brendan Favola. Boy, that's a contest just worth the admission fee. Nick Stevens and Angus Monfries. And it's a free kick.
Looked like a bit of an elbow into the jaw there.
So, first blood goes to the Bombers as Monfries dishes off to Stanton. Inside 50, a ripping pass. And Scott Lucas, who was a star for the Bombers last year in adverse circumstances, has taken the mark, and he is well within range.
Well, what a terrific kick and a good lead. And we'll have a look at this again. Stevens, it's coming up. Yeah, that was not acceptable, that.
He's dished off a long bomb to the tip of the goal square. Hill underneath it. Might have a chance. He gets boot to ball. No, he can't. And Scotland clears for Carlton. And away they go through Houlihan, who goes short to Stevens.
So handball now off to Simpson, who had a wonderful year in 2006 for the Blues. Just has to stop and prop. Handball over the top is okay. Houlihan looks to have built up over the summer. Ryan Houlihan, high to half forward. Fletcher at the back. And fist, no free kick. Spills, beautifully done by Murphy. Kick inside, attacking 50. But Welsh getting back, takes a comfortable mark.
Well, Whitnell playing out at centre-half forward for Carlton, and Dustin Fletcher, his opponent.
Angus Monfries.
That leaves Mal Michael at full back on Favola. That'll be a great contest. 2 strong lads.
His kick finds Lovett, who chips to the champ, James Hird. Don't often see him in action this early in the year. And his kicks found Winderlich, who has given the Barbers a miss over summer. Squares it up to Bradley. Handball back to Winderlich. Lost it. Bottom of that pack is Gibbs. And he's got the free kick. So first touch in the Carlton colours for Bryce Gibbs, the number 1 pick from the 2006 national draft. And he gives it to a man who almost left Carlton, Thornton.
Thornton kicks it wide. Mark taken by Stevens. Just forward of the wing. Drills it into Fisher, who marks 40 from goal.
Impressive play on there, Michael. The Blues got that ball across half-back with Bryce Gibbs and got it out wide, but immediate play on. And I know we've only seen 1 or 2 games so far this year in the NAB Cup, but it seems to me as if coaches are encouraging players to move the ball on quickly. Let's hope so, because we've seen enough of that chip style of football over the last year or two.
So Fisher from 50 metres misses to the near side. So the first score of the match to Brad Fisher, who finished last season with some real shoulder problems, limiting his output to 13 games.
Kick in finds Welsh. He kicks to the wing, and Monfries has been prominent early. Another possession for him. Wheels onto the right. Nice kick to half forward. Little dish off from Lovett to Hurd, who usually uses the ball well, and this is no exception. The weighted kick was perfect for Scott Lucas, and there's no doubt this time he'll have a shot at goal from only about 40 metres out.
He ended up on Heath Scotland, and of course he had the size advantage. And you see a little bump there to put Scotland out of play. Well done by Lucas. Now, Jared Waite got lost. I'm not sure what happened there, but experience shown with that mark.
Leading goal kicker last year, 67 for Essendon, and an uncharacteristic miss for Scott Lucas.
Well, the Carlton full-back is Satanta O'Halpin. He's playing on Matthew Lloyd, but they're not giving him the kick-in duties. It looks like Houlihan will take that.
New streamlined Ryan Houlihan.
Streamlined, Michael. What do you mean?
Well, he just looks built up and more muscle definition at the start of this season than I've seen him before.
He's been in the system a long while, hasn't he? He can play.
There's no doubt about that.
I tell you who else is beefed up, Michael, and that's Jason Saddington.
Ball towards Scotland, confronted here. A little problem. Well, he got it right brilliantly to knock it to his own advantage, but only as far as Winderlick. Fighting hard at ground level. Windle gets it out, but Gibbs, great poise from the youngster. Threads the handball to Lappin, and now Walker. And the Blues away. Andrew Walker just backward to the wing. It wasn't a great kick. It was intended for Kennedy. And good coverage there by Ryder, and a boundary throw in at half forward for the Blues.
Well, the Essendon ruckman is David Hill. In the record, he's down for 108 kilograms. And I tell you what, he's every bit of that.
He's giving Big Nick a run for the money with the thighs, Rob.
Well, he's just massive.
And he uses his sizable bulk there to get first hand on it. But it's picked up for Carlton by Russell as a ping at the goals across the face. Bombers have the numbers here, and that's nicely picked up by Paddy Ryder. Interesting use in the back line tonight for Paddy Ryder. Still needs to put some kilos on, but he did that well. Now Stanton to Watson. Excellent 2006. Lucas is the target at the moment. He's got it inside 50. Wait. Good use of the body. Knocked Lucas off the ball. Got the handball away. And he has received the free kick, has he?
This is what Carlton supporters would be delighted to see. Jared Waite going head-to-head with one of the stars of the game in Scotty Lucas. That's his next step.
So Carlton now, Murphy was crunched by Fletcher. No free kick. Bradley, well tackled in turn by Fisher. Lovett Murray sees it over. Now there's a free kick to Carlton. Is it going to come to Fisher, I think? No, umpire McBurney changed his mind. It's an Essendon free kick. He signalled incorrectly.
It was against the bowler.
Yep. For a crude tackle. Ball to the back. Chance for Walker. Gets around Hurd. A little looping handball's okay. Finds Houlihan, who drills it low and hard onto the chest of Murphy. Sweeps the handball back to Stevens. Look out. Great chase from Lovett, but he got the handball away, but put Lappin under pressure. A little bit lucky there, the Blues, to get out of that.
He was lazy, Nick Stevens. Received the handball and just coasted. All of a sudden he's under pressure and puts the ball to a teammate under pressure with a loose handball.
Whitnell, great hands. Quick handball to Simpson, who gets legged. Cade Simpson wastes no time, pops him into the hole, but no Carlton player there, and Mal Michael mops up easily. Switches beautifully. We're going to see a lot of that this year, with Fletcher just riding in the pocket and getting the easy possession after Michael cleans up, and all of a sudden Monfries has got it at half forward. He's had an excellent first term, and he looks for Hurd and finds him.
Well, terrific pass, and they've taken it from the defensive 50 to the forward pocket now.
Here's Johns. Throws it onto the left. It's all Carlton here, and Camp underneath it and taking the safe mark is O'Halpin.
O'Halpin out wide. Simpson, who's been prominent early. He's got plenty of space at half-back. So a couple of casual bounces. Wants his left side, so he tracks in board. Finds Murphy. Off to Houlihan. Between centre and half-back wasn't a great kick, although Bradley mucked it up, dropped the mark. Stanton under the pump now. Handball. Laycock streams from half-back. Beautifully done, Mumfries. Now a handball to Bradley, who kicks it in short. It's okay, Watson. Looping handball back to Mumfries. 60 from goal, kicks towards Johns, but it was ill-directed, and Thornton takes the mark.
I think it might be a free kick downfield against Jared Waite for crunching a bomber. Too late, said the umpire. Courtney Johns with the football. They've got three big fellas up forward, the Bombers. Lloyd, Lucas, this man with the footy, and of course James Hird, who can match it with anyone once the ball's in the air.
Well, he's got to be his year, Rob. Courtney Johns has promised so much over a number of years. Just the 10 games last year, kicked 12 goals, but an opportunity here to kick the first goal of the match. And there's a great look at what confronts him. From 30 metres, hits the post, and it didn't come back into play. The ricochets 4A behind, so disappointing miss there for Courtney Johns.
Angus Monfries with 6 disposals already in this match. As Houlihan brings it back into play. Rob, you touched on it in the opener, and we saw an example of it there, as we just wait for this ball to be kicked in, of Mal Michael doing a lot of the heady work deep in defence, and Fletcher out wide doing all the creative work. That's going to work a treat if they can both stand up this year. Absolutely.
Look, the interesting thing for Mal Michael, I know he's been a champion fullback. He does tend to play from behind. He played in those wonderful Brisbane teams. If Essendon are under siege and the ball comes in quickly, he could be caught out playing that deep position behind his opponent.
Cameron Cloak puts Carlton into attack, but Fletcher's there to mop up. To McVeigh, back to Fletcher. Favola's going to chase him down, and Fletcher just squeezes the kick out in the nick of time to Winderlick. Back to McVeigh, who goes straight down the guts. It's a good kick to Bradley. Wonderful kick from McVeigh, and Kettler Bradley's within range.
Gee, it was great poise shown by Fletcher. Under pressure from Favola, just measured the kick to Winderlick, and the Bombers very direct in that passage of play. And the kick from McVeigh gave Bradley every possible chance.
Now, Kettler Bradley, a big year for him. It's his 4th season of AFL football. He's done his apprenticeship. Time for him to stand up in the big time. Taking pick 6 back in 2003. Good looking kick right through the middle. First goal of the match.
And Adam Ramanauskas in the Essendon box alongside coach Kevin Sheedy. Dean Wallace, Gary Ayres as well. So the Bombers off to a good start. They lead by 7 points. Laycock to do battle with Cameron Cloak. Great to see him getting an opportunity at Carlton. Carazzo long to half forward. Going back, Ryder couldn't take it. Whitnell provided a contest. Ryder does very well, but gave it straight to Whitnell, who kicks a goal. The first for the Blues from the new captain, Lance Whitnell.
A bit of a smile on the face of Lance Whitnell. There's Brendan Favola. And it's Essendon leading the Blues by a point. Beautiful balmy night in Melbourne. Here's Brendan Favola leading the race for the ball. Throws his weight around. Lovett Murray's up to the task. Now, what's the umpire going to do here? Whistle has been blown, and it's a free kick going to Favola.
Brendan Favola initiated the contact. I reckon he took his eyes off the ball and said, I'm going to run through you.
That's all right, though.
Yeah, that's okay. And then Lovett Murray didn't appreciate it, and as soon as he put the hands up or around the face, he was in a bit of trouble.
That's a fair enough call from the umpire. As Favola goes short to Houlihan. Now Carazzo, who pumps it long. Front and centre was Stanton. Just managed to get boot to ball. Peverill always puts his head over it, and that is no exception. Well done, Damien Peverill. Over to Bradley and Essendon away.
Sweeping handball to Winderlick, who runs on the wing, drives it low and hard to Matthew Lloyd getting involved, who wheels onto the left boot. Lucas on a long lead. Waite did well initially, though lost him in traffic. Well done, Lucas. Snap it, goal, hits the post. Play on's the call here. And well done, good awareness by Stevens to get it to Lappin. And he delivers to Simpson, who marks at half-back. A loose player on the wing, Walker. Now, Andrew Walker can run here. He's got Betts inside if he likes, but decides to drive to Favola. Favola up high. Well done, Fletcher. Big fist in there. And a chance. No, it's a free kick. Free kick to Favola.
Well, big pack up. Let's see, umpire McBurney has seen something. We didn't. Hands in the back.
Oh, that's hardly a hand.
That's why they played it, though.
It was an absolute.
Have a look. Hands in the back.
Butterfly hand.
The umpire
touched him. He hardly touched him, Robert.
I know he's hardly touched him. I don't like that. I don't like that. But that's the interpretation now. And if it goes to Carlton, good and well.
Oh, jeez.
So Favola.
What is our game coming to?
35. That's the rule. Favola puts the Blues in front for the first time.
Controversial free kick, to say the least. We must stress we shouldn't blame the umpires for this, because this is the rule. They are the ones that have to enforce it, but that is just way too soft to give away a free kick. Carlton 13, Essendon 8. Didn't take long, did it? As the Blues work it forward. Simpson. Long kick on the left. A big snap, a quick snap from Eddie Betts. He's offline. 14 plays 8. McVeigh straight away brings it in and finds Peverill on the half volley.
Peverill, casual bounce. He runs through the fence of 50 and puts it onto the chest of Hawley. Back of Hawley. His opening game for the Bombers. Kicks hurriedly. Wasn't a great kick. Oh, here's Davey. Alwyn Davey making his first appearance for the Bombers. He combines with Hawley. Oh, was that an effective disposal? It doesn't matter because Betts swoops on the loose ball. Carrazza, who's been very good. Low and hard for Favola. Couldn't quite control the bouncing football, and Fletcher did brilliantly to get it back towards Hawley. Well done for Favola. Good pressure. He pumps it forward. Only as far as McVeigh, who shares it with Fletcher, who tracks across the ground. And Mel Michael will relieve the pressure for the Bombers.
Short to Welsh on defensive 50. Chips it back inboard. Again, another half volley for Peverill to control. He did it nicely in the end. Slightly rushed the kick. Consequently, it went to Scotland. Bounce off his chest to Waite, who you've got to say does look big and strong. Over to Murphy. Clever kick to Favola. That was a beauty from Murphy. Didn't panic. He was under pressure, but he used it beautifully.
You're right there, Quarters. And what Murphy did, he was prepared to get hit to take an extra step to ensure he was able to deliver by foot properly to Brendan Favola. He just steadied. He didn't rush, and he knew contact would be made. He is an absolute gun.
What do you think of Carlton's board shorts, Robert?
Yeah, they're different, aren't they?
Favola has kicked one in controversial circumstances. He's a beautiful kick for goal. Have a look at that. Oh, it's magnificent.
Dennis Pagan would be very happy with the centre clearances of his team in this first quarter. It's 4-1 Carlton's way. David Hill up against Cameron Cloak.
Good bounce. Cloak gets it down. Shark this time by Monfridge, but he gives it straight up to the former captain, Koutafidis, who kicks towards Kennedy, who couldn't quite grasp it. And Fletcher mops up again to McVeigh. His kick out into the path of Peverill. He's got support from Cole, but he's brilliantly tackled by Murphy. And a boundary throw-in results.
Well, we can see Murphy with his foot skills, also his tackling. Richard Cole, who's tackled there, it is crunch time for him this year. Has to get himself fitter than he's ever been if he's going to survive.
Watson, quick hands to Mumfries. Now Hawley out wide. Brilliant kick. A great grab from Matthew Lloyd. Isn't it great to see him back playing for the Bombers? Missed all but 3 games in 2006 with that shocking hamstring injury. And an opportunity, his first set shot at goal. Will kick from just inside 50.
Gee, their foot skills have been good, haven't they, Michael, for early in the season, both teams?
Certainly have.
A lot of play on, particularly from the Carlton team. And that's good because it gives the quality forwards a chance, like Whitnell and Favola.
So Lloyd from 50, can't bring it back, he's offline. So 1-3 now the Bombers. Carlton 3-2. The Bombers kicked the first goal. The Blues have responded with the next 3.
Carrazza is going pretty nicely in his career, averaging 18 disposals per game in his 41-game AFL career, Carrazza. So slightly underrated player for the Blues. Bradley wins it back for Essendon to Watson. To Monfries, who started this game so well. Essendon working it around into the middle now. That was a poor option, and the mark is taken by Murphy. Floater out wide. In the end finds his target though in Ackland. To Stevens. Have to be good here. Keeps it alive. Oh, Mumphrey's lined him up and just missed him. Oh, Pepperell. As Stevens got surrounded there by red and black. Over to Slattery. Forced a handball under pressure. Winderlich. Back to McVeigh. He's tackled by Betts. Good handball to Pepperell. There's a whistle here. It's a high tackle. It's going against McVeigh. It's going to be taken by Betts.
Did really well there, the Blues. They just kept the pressure on the Essendon defence. The Bombers couldn't free up.
50, McVeigh. Not the first time he's done that. He's given umpire McBurney a spray.
And this is for 9 points.
Yep.
Now, if it's for the spray, Porters, you've seen it. He's just got to get that completely out of his game.
As I said, it's not the first time.
Well, he did it last year too often. And it is a lack of discipline by the individual, and he lets his team down. They know what the rules are.
So compliments of Nab. Eddie Betts a chance to earn his junior club Templestowe $1,000 here. Super goal, 9-point attempt. After that 50-metre penalty, he pops it through.
And McVeigh has been dragged for that indiscretion. It cost his team a super goal. And look at him throwing the water bottle down. That is not a good start to the season, Robert Walls.
Well, all he's doing is thinking about him poor old self. It's time he grew up.
Not going to endear yourself to Essendon fans at all, Robert, saying that.
I think there'd be a lot of Essendon fans who'd be pleased that I said it.
Love it. Goes, puts Essendon into attack. Lloyd couldn't take the mark. Good pickup by Waite. Strong play.
Courtney Johns, magnificent.
Wrapped up by big Courtney Johns, and we'll have a bounce in the forward pocket.
Which is a fair pickup by Thornton too.
Man who almost found himself at Hawthorn in the off-season.
That's interesting. Percentage of play on so far, and Carlton a lot more than Essendon, although Essendon are well up too. And obviously the coaching instructions are move it on as quick as you possibly can.
So the throw and leading stat getters so far. Watson's got 6 for the Bombers. Monfrey's got up to 9. Well, for the Blues, Houlihan's got 7. Here's Waite. Plenty of time to do something with it. Oh, it's a shocking kick under no pressure to Lucas, who loads up for a super goal, and he has missed.
Well, not only did Waite put in an ordinary kick, he kicked it to his direct opponent.
So Houlihan from fullback for the Blues. Kuda Feedes.
It's good to see Kuda out there. I think he'll be pleased that he hasn't got the captaincy on his shoulders anymore.
Carazzo finds Simpson just backward of the wing. Good kick into the path of Russell. Jordan Russell almost went back to South Australia, but Blues were able to convince him to stay. Drives it long towards full forward. Well done, Fletcher. He's playing on Favola and read the play superbly. Lovett Murray. Chips it into the path of Andrew Lovett. Well done by Scotland coming across. And the Blues getting there in numbers, and that would certainly please Dennis Pagan. Jared Waite didn't have anything to go for and did it very, very cleverly. Gained 50 metres for his team, and a boundary throw-in will result at half-forward for the Blues.
There's a quick shot of Kevin Sheedy there, as Robert said in our introduction. Amazing 27th season as Essendon coach.
Clangers twice as many to the Bombers than Carlton in this first term.
Watson stood up in the tackle, but his handball missed a target. Simpson.
And a lot of that is because Carlton's pressure has forced them into error. Tackling's been really good.
Into the last minute of this first quarter. Hill the tap. And again, it's going nowhere. '40th year in football, Kevin Sheedy. Illustrious career with the Tigers. As Essendon come out, here's Cole. Little sidestep. And a beautiful kick as he finds James Hird. Wastes no time, squares it up. good option.
Perfectly weighted kick by James Hird.
Mark taken by Hawley, who's thought about playing on.
Just go back and kick a goal, and I reckon David Hills raced in and told him just to do that, but just what a wonderful kick. Boom. That is a 55-metre pass.
Bakar Hawley, 18 years of age, taken in last season's national draft, pick 42 from Spotswood via the Western Jets. First goal in Bombers colours. No. So that is quarter time. Rob, your thoughts?
Well, I've enjoyed it. We're seeing a fast-flowing, entertaining game. Already the emotions are there, and it just lets you know that the players are fair dinkum. They want to be out there. They're playing on probably the best surface in Australia, and there's a really good crowd that's coming here to Telstra Dome.
Blues by 18. We've got some huge home and away games this season, none bigger than Anzac Day.
The historic importance. The extraordinary efforts.
The general! Always on, there is none better.
The coming of age.
Dangerous Hills, Thomas! The Pies fans go absolutely nuts!
One day, every season, delivers without fail. And that day, Anzac Day, this year, is right at home here on 10. One of the modern game's true champions. A warrior leader. A ferocious competitor. A sublime talent. Michael Voss was all of that. And tomorrow, here on 10, Michael Voss takes the next step in this most brilliant career. Michael Voss, part of 10's commentary team in 2007.
Let's look forward to Michael joining us tomorrow at quarter time here at the Telstra Dome. It's Carlton leading Essendon by 18 points as we go down to Christy Malthouse.
Thank you, Stephen. Well, it is time for everyone to buy their membership. So if you are a Carlton or an Essendon supporter, jump on the phone or the website for Carlton 1300 72 79 81, carltonfc.com.au, or Essendon 9230 0390 or essendonfc.com.au. Make sure you go to the right one to get the right membership. Now, the game that has just been completed in Canberra, and it is a big result for the Western Bulldogs, 112-16-97, defeating Sydney 197-70. So the Western Bulldogs off to a good start. Stephen.
Thanks, Christy. The Dogs home by 27 points. There's Kane Ackland, made the switch from St Kilda to Carlton for this season, signed a big 3-year deal. There's the Herd clan, watching themselves on telly too. McVeigh, I wonder what Kevin Sheedy said to him at quarter time.
Well, he's got him out there to start this second quarter. That's good. Look, he's a senior player, and Essendon will be relying upon him this year. He can fill a number of roles. And Lance Whitnell getting a bit of a spell. Saddington there, the ex-Sydney Swan,
beefed up.
number 9. Yeah, a lot of knee injuries. Didn't do much last year at Carlton, but they say he's in pretty good touch. And there's a battle of the muscle men. Mel Michael and Favola.
Favola's already got a couple. Carlton starts the second term in front by 18 points. Laycock in the ruck for the Bombers. Peveril wins the hard ball, throws it onto the boot. Oh, that is a courageous mark from Heath Scotland. Well done.
And the Blues playing Scotland and Nick Stevens across half-back, and that's good because both are creative players and they can set up the forwards.
Ackland towards half-forward, or the kick just a little bit too high for Jackson. Allows Bradley to effect the spoil. Good tackle coming from Betts, but he kept his composure, Bradley. Got it to Watson, now to McVeigh. Inside defensive 50, drills the pass onto the chest of Hawley, who was impressive in the opening quarter. Gets himself into a little bit of trouble. Gives Fisher a chance here, but well done, Lovett Murray. Knocks it to Slattery. Off to Peveril. And the Bombers now can go forward through Richard Cole. Got plenty of options. Couple inside, one of them standing. He marks just outside 50.
Essendon midfielders and half forwards staying well clear of the goal square to give a bit of space. And that is a terrible kick in the end.
Well, he went for goal. I think Robin helping. Well, no problem at all to get back and take a comfortable mark.
He had Lloyd and Lucas that he was trying to set up, but in the end he just bombed away, a bit selfish.
Ryan Jackson takes the mark. Made his debut for Carlton round 22 last year. And the kick eventually finds Ackland. True centre-half back position. Sorry, Rob.
Ackland played 53 games for St Kilda, originally from Port Adelaide. It will be interesting to see how he goes, because I'm sure they'll give him a lot of game time as the #1 ruckman.
Carrazzo. Watson's given away the free kick. It's going to Fisher. So Brad Fisher. Notched up 51 games now for the Blues.
3 big bombers back in the goal square. Fletcher, Laycock and Michael.
Decided on the short option. It was a poor kick.
Well, it was a terrible kick because Russell was in space there, 10 metres in the clear, and the kick missed him by a metre straight over his head. Boundary umpires, of course, coming in 15 metres before they hurl it back.
Here's Laycock. Scrubby old kick outside the danger zone. Johns attacks it. He's a big boy. And he got it over to Bradley. Little chip kick, looking for Hawley. Good use of the body. Excellent use of the body by Gibbs. That was smart play.
It was.
And now he goes in the middle, and his kick's perfect. Ackland over to Simpson. Blues on the attack here as he looks for Favola. Mel Michael hands in the back.
Yes, hands in the back.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that one. And that is a free kick. It is soft, but it was definitely there. That is the rule.
Mel's saying it was the forearm, and you can use your forearm. You cannot use your hands. Any hands involved in it? From that angle, a little bit hard to see. Fev, of course. Let's have a look here.
I think it was originally hands and then the forearm.
There's a hand in the back
and
there.
then the forearm.
Yeah. So I guess that's got to be paid.
So Brendan Favola will line up for goal number 3.
And didn't Brendan Favola know?
Oh, he milked it. He absolutely milked it.
Felt the hands in the back.
Favola, dead-eye dick right through the middle. Beautiful kick again. He's got his 3rd.
Great start by Brendan Favola. Matched up against Mel Michael. He's got 3. Just a casual chat between the boys.
That's 2 lucky ones, he said.
Well done, Laycock. Got up high. Sharp by Simpson. Couldn't control it. Kicked forward off a step by Russell. Out comes Benson. Marks on his chest. 45 from goal. Wants to go. Drives it long to the goal square. Going back. Cloak in good position. Gee, Michael did superbly there to fist it through. Cameron Cloak had made good position, but behind only.
The reason Eddie Betts took that mark at centre-half forward was because Fletcher, he's playing on Cameron Cloak. Cameron Cloak dropped back towards the goal square. Fletcher went with him, so it just opened up a big hole.
McVeigh couldn't quite hang on to it. Slapped it towards the boundary, but it's all Carlton here, so they can reload. Through Simpson. Great pass. Out in front of Cloak, who should get it moving quickly to Favola. He's like called for it.
Fletcher now on Favola.
A long bomb. It sets up Favola from behind. Fletcher up to the task. Well played. Got the fist away. Picked up by Russell. Handballs over to Carrazzo. On the boundary line. Squeezes the kick into the goal square. Favola! The big Fev is about to kick his 4th.
Well, the big Fev was behind. He ran to the side and then came from the front. He's a smart player.
Because what he did, Fletcher was starting to work back on him, trying to feel his body, and as he was doing that, Favola
just escaped it, didn't he?
Escaped it and ran around him and was able to take a very good mark.
From point-blank range, Favola for number 4.
James Hird taking it easy for the moment. I'm sure he'll be back in the action very shortly, but the Blues now out by 31 points. Ineffective ruck play. Stevens ends up with it.
Just dominating the centre breaks, the Blues.
Gibbs, Houlihan, controlling things in the midfield. Kick just had a bit too much on it for Carrazzo, but he did very well. Slattery overran it. He kicks it short. Oh, Murphy had to stretch, couldn't take it. Cole, gee, look at the numbers around the football. Brilliantly done by Murphy to the goal square. Cloak was held. Free kick, Carlton.
Cameron Cloak has played a really important role the last 5 minutes. He's dragged Fletcher out of that centre-half back position for Essendon. He's taken him back to the goal square the last couple of centre bounces, and we saw Betts take that mark. And again, he's just using his bulk. And I say his bulk, but I reckon he looks in the best shape that I've seen him in for a long time.
He looks fantastic.
I saw him at a Carlton golf day last week, and I had to look twice because I reckon he got too big at Collingwood, and he's got himself in really good condition. Used his body well there to initiate early contact on Fletcher. Fletcher panicked and grabbed him round the neck.
Was that the day you were beaten by a 78-year-old, Rob?
Cloak from point-blank range. He's missed too. We won't be happy with that. A chance for the Blues to really bury Essendon, but it didn't happen. McVeigh kicks in.
A 76-year-old.
To Welsh, and the Bombers out of trouble.
That was a really bad miss from Cloak. As the Bombers work it to the wing. Boy, they need more than one goal here. Lucas. Winderlich can't pick it up. And again, Carlton's pressure at the ball is fantastic at the moment.
Well, the thing that's impressed me the most, Steve, is that at most stoppages and most packs,
there's
Carlton
2 or 3 extra, isn't
have
it?
always had the numbers since the 7 or 8 minute mark of the first quarter.
Peveril on the bottom. Handball went straight to Murphy. Quick kick back to the wing. Fisher couldn't quite trap it. Leading possession getters for the Blues, 9 to Carazzo, 8 each to Simpson and Houlihan, while for the Bombers, 9 to Monfries. Been quiet this quarter, Monfries. Watson 8, Bradley 8, Peveril 8.
Clearance, as you can see there, Carlton with a good lead on the Bombers, particularly at the centre bounces where it's 6-3.
So a chance again, well done by Murphy. Off to Stevens for Vola.
Free kick.
Push out again.
The thing about Mal Michael, he consistently plays from behind. So free kicks will be given.
It's a bit hard when the full court's on a lead, though.
Oh, look, absolutely. That was a bit tough there.
I think that would have been a push last year.
Yes, absolutely.
Gee, didn't look well.
There was the left hand of Michael pushing out Favola. So Brendan Favola, what a start. He's kicked 4. He's such a wonderful kick of the football from 45 metres. Drop punt. Is it? No, he's just missed to the right.
Blues have had 5 free kicks in their forward 50. Essendon 0.
Kick to Bradley. There he goes short. Poor kick to Slattery, put him right under the pump. He's up to the task though. Well played. To Stanton. Essendon going backwards. Fletcher. Welsh. McVeigh. Plenty of time to settle and use it. And he did it well to Hill. He's got to get it moving quickly. Pumps it long. Hurd's up there. So is Lloyd. Lloyd from the side. Well done, O'Halpin. Lloyd claims the mark. Is that a mark?
He's been paid the mark.
It didn't look like a mark to me. I thought O'Halpin had first hand on it, but I might be wrong.
Essendon supporters were screaming out for a free kick their way because they say they've had a rough deal time they got one. But Matty Lloyd been paid the mark.
My initial reaction was O'Halpin got first hands on it. Let's have a look here. Well, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Mark to Matthew Lloyd. And boy, do the Bombers need this one.
Yes,
no, good call. Great call by the umpire.
Hit the left Duke, and of course he caught it at the second bite. Terrific mark.
So Matthew Lloyd does not miss many from here. Desperately needed goal for the Bombers coming up. It's home.
Welcome back, Matty. Yes, indeed. His first goal of the evening. Bounce favours Hill. Knocks it forward. Stanley did well. Jams it on the boot. High to half forward. Great mark. Well done, Welsh. Had to stand underneath it.
Can he kick the distance?
He'll need to kick it 50 metres for 6 points.
He's played most of his career across the half-back line, and you just continually see Welsh with those little chip kicks as he comes off that half-back line. Looks like he's confident enough to have a go at it.
Andrew Welsh just kicked the 1 goal in 20 games last season from right on 50. Gets plenty on it, but it's offline. So just in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Rob, Bombers have held sway in the midfield, giving their forwards at least some opportunity.
Simpson to do the kicking in. And it finds Walker. Off to Houlihan. For his 9th possession. Eddie Betts did well to create the contest and won the ball in the end. Well done. Kicks in the direction of Young. Couldn't take the mark. Little soccer off the ground though. Good second effort. Got plenty of pace too. Good pick up. Good smother hill. Ross Young of Northern Bull Ants.
There you can
played a game for the Blues yet.
Yeah, and there you can see Fletcher just continually being dragged back from that half back line. Whether he's on Cameron Cloak or whether he's on Josh Kennedy, they're just taking him out of the action.
Koutafidis into the hot spot, and then it's a mark to Houlihan, who thought about going on and decided, no, I'll go back and have a shot. He's playing well, Ryan Houlihan. Averaged 21 disposals in 2006 in the real stuff. Tonight in the NAB Cup, this is his 10th touch.
Looks better with the short hair too, Rob.
He does, and he was the one who wanted it more than anyone else, had his eyes on it. 136 games he's played for the Blues. He had a brother who played at Collingwood and another brother who played at Geelong and Richmond, and I think this fella will end up playing more games than any of them.
Goal to Houlihan.
And wouldn't he be pleased, Dennis Pagan? It's been a tough summer for him, but things looking on the up. And Kevin Sheedy, plenty to think about. The Bombers trailing by 32 points. Bounce favours Ackland. Knocks it straight to Hill, who was tackled high. No free kick. Ball at half forward. Knocked down by Dempsey. Houlihan to Waite to Carazzo. Brilliantly tackled by Andrew Lovett. And what's the umpire going to do? He's awarded a throw. So it'll go against Carazzo and be taken by Lovett.
Helping the fullback for the Blues. Eyes off the ball. All he's doing is looking at Matthew Lloyd.
Quick play on. Cole. Couldn't too much. Carazzo. Scotland under pressure. Couldn't get an effective disposal. Koutafidis did well to Houlihan. Jams it on the boot. Lappin. Sweeps the handball. There's a couple running through midfield. Scotland off to Walker. Here's a go for Carlton. Walker from outside 50. What was that? An old mongrel dropped it very awkwardly. Favola's still a chance in the pocket. He's got to beat 3. Michael does very well. Retrieves the footy and off to Lovett. And the Bombers, they're away. He's just running too fast.
He was thinking of the 9-pointer, then he was thinking of putting it to Feb's advantage. In the end, he mongreled it completely.
Regained possession. And this is Lappin. Kick in the direction of Kennedy, who hasn't quite got into the game yet, Josh Kennedy.
Great pass.
Quick kick for Vola. Whitnell, they're both there. Good effort by Watson to get the front posse. Picked up by Russell. Eddie Betts on the boundary line to Favola. He's tackled by Lovett. Murray holding the ball.
Thought Eddie might have had a pop at the goals from there. That's about where he kicked his goal of the year at the MCG last year.
He's saving that one up. You don't go too hard too early.
So the Bombers bring it out of trouble. Michael out wide. Bradley. Oh, great tackle from Houlihan.
Fantastic tackle.
And he's been rewarded. He's been most impressive this afternoon or this evening. Ryan Houlihan.
Quick play on again by the Blues.
And this time he drills it in low to his former captain, Anthony Koutafidis, who marks inside 50. Loose player across the ground. And very, very well played. And Heath Scotland now will kick from about 45, as good as directly in front.
Well, if he kicks this goal, all the congratulations should go to Houlihan, because his tackle on Kepler Bradley was an absolute beauty.
Bradley off the ground. So Heath Scotland, 3rd in the best and fairest last year. In fact, 2nd in the AFL in disposals from just inside 50. Just tugs it a little left. So Carlton a little wasteful in the second term. The margin out to 33 points.
Carlton using Ackland and Cameron Cloke in the ruck. Ackland just coming off, Cloke coming on.
Cole, good kick out into space. McVeigh, can he get there? Thornton backed himself and headed towards the boundary line. Beautifully done.
It was fantastic play by Thornton because he had to make a decision. Does he stay back and cover his opponent, or does he attack the football and perhaps look silly if a bad bounce catches him out? Fortune favours the brave, and that's terrific to see. Well done. Just got a fist on it to keep the ball out of the path of the Bombers.
Nice tap by Laycock. This is Davey. Hawley over to Winderlick. Good tackle, Simpson. Again, the Blues have the numbers. Thornton over to Houlihan, and Carlton out of trouble. Koutafidis to the wing to his new captain, Whitnell.
Whitnell out along the boundary line. Lead offered by Kennedy. Well done by Lovett Murray, who got it back off Peveril. Chips it to the advantage of Davey. Houlihan didn't have his eyes on the football and gives away the free kick as a consequence. So Elwyn Davey, for more reports, just as exciting as his brother Aaron. Ball comes inside to Winderlick. Welsh confronted by Gibbs, so forced to give it back to Winderlick. Now Dempsey, who kicks it short and chipping in, reading it superbly, is Jared Waite. And he takes them on. Crashes through one tackle. Handball to Stevens. Gets around Hawley and forced to kick it out wide. But Eddie Betts, he's got it all in front of him here from the wing.
Oh, Whitnell's by himself, 2 at half forward. He takes the mark.
Well, Whitnell's on Mel Michael. Mel Michael a mile behind him.
Chips into the corridor. No Mark Carazzo has time to recover, or does he? Good tackle by Hawley, a little terrier. Now Welsh. Composed under pressure and uses the ball well. Couple of Bombers there. Monfries has had a fair spell on the bench in this second term. Started the match off well. Gives it over to Johns. Kicks to the 50. Oh, almost a good mark to Laycock. Not quite. Is he being paid? He has.
Stood his ground well, the big fella.
Mark or free kick?
I think it's a free kick.
So Laycock in 2 minds, and in the end,
that's
given it up.
The second time in a minute that Jared Waite has intercepted well for Carlton. I just love this move of Dennis Pagan to put Waite across that half-back line.
Scotland gave Cole a look at it, but Carazzo was good enough. Streams towards half forward and kicks it out in front of Kennedy, who's well out in front of Mel Michael. So
I reckon Dennis Pagan is, whoever goes on to Mel Michael gets Michael away from the full back spot.
Kennedy blazes away and kicks it out on the full. So
do you sense that? Because we've seen Mel Michael trail out across half back half a dozen times this quarter
on different players.
So whoever Mel Michael's going on to, the Carlton players instructed to push up and take Michael away from his favourite full back position.
Long kick by Fletcher. Koutafidis. Oh, Carlton fans will love that. Oh, good kick too. Beautifully done by Koutafidis. And here's a chance now for Cloke to make up for the easy miss before.
Is he in the best shape you've ever seen, Chris? Now, you trained with Collingwood last year as one of their many assistant coaches. Is Cameron Cloke in career best shape?
Yes. And I think we shouldn't forget he's just 22 years of age. So he's certainly got a great opportunity with Carlton too.
Doesn't he look good in the Carlton jumper?
He does actually.
21 games for the Pies. Oh, he shanked it again.
Carlton very wasteful in the second term. Fletcher, Lovett Murray on the wing. Young has to stand his ground. Now what's the umpire going to do here? Push against Carlton, so the free kick to be taken by Courtney, in fact Laycock. Laycock chips it inside. Welsh waits. Whitnell stands the mark. Across the ground, McVeigh. Just over a couple of minutes left in the half. Bombers need a goal, maybe 2. Cole wide. Now there's a push out there from Winderlick.
What a fantastic vertical jump Jared Waite has got. You can see his teammates there going over to congratulate him. He was in front. Looked like the ball could have gone over the back. Look at the leap. Magnificent.
Perhaps the push from Winderlick was a little low. It wasn't directly in the back. So a boundary throw in. Hill towards the back. Hurd scrambles it high towards full forward. Johns not quite. Monfries feeds it back. David Hill from 40 pulls it back and kicks a great goal for the Bombers.
Essendon narrows the gap. Cloak in the ruck against Hill. It's Carlton by 28. As Michael Christian has said on a couple of occasions, wasted some opportunities in the second term, have the Blues. There's Stevens. They absolutely smash him in the centre clearances, Carlton. Thornton lost his feet, but was good enough to still get a hand on the football.
Tackle.
It was a great tackle. And we'll have a bounce. Scotland and Monfries are slow to get up. There's David Hill. Look at the size of him. Cloak, nice tap. Read though well by Winderlick. Got it to Welsh, who smashed it back inside Essendon's 50. Thornton stood his ground. Well done by Stanton. Little kick out was clever. Here's another chance for Essendon. Monfries in the pocket. Yes, he does. Just squeezed it home with a banana.
There's Bryce Gibbs. He's had 6 disposals in this first half, and it will be some occasion for him wanting to play AFL, his first real taste of it here at Telstra Dome.
And we'll talk to his parents, Bryce Gibbs' parents, at 3/4 time.
Hurd out of the centre square, hoists it high. Johns brilliantly done again by weight. Eyes only for the football. Out position Johns and marks at half back for the Blues.
He looks at home there, doesn't he?
What?
Yeah. Well, this is his 5th year of AFL. Got himself big and strong, just like his father, Vinny. And Vin, of course, played as a defender for the Blues in premiership teams.
Young to Whitnell, and he's paid to mark. James Hurd not happy. Whitnell gets on with it, and the kick wasn't great. Watson did well to put his body on the line. Chance for Carazzo has been very good for the Blues. Oh, Simpson knocked down by Fletcher. Play on's the call. Good stuff, that. Murphy into the ground, and it'll be a Carlton free kick, will it? No, it's coming off the ball.
Yep.
Off to Watson. So Watson kicks it out wide into the path of Hill, and the Bombers a chance for another one.
The race is on as Lovett shows great acceleration from 50, wobbles one to the pocket. Not quite. But they're back in the game, the Bombers.
A couple of quick goals. Good to see him back himself there.
Is Fletcher okay? Physio's out. Hill the tap. Back of the pack was Lappin. Over to Thornton, just threw it onto the boot. That'll be enough. As half-time here, the Bombers with 2 late goals back in the game at half-time. 52 plays 30. So a 22-point buffer for Essendon as the siren is about to sound. Fletcher seems okay, he's perhaps a little bit winded. So half-time at Telstra Dome in this round 1 match in the NAB Cup, and it is Essendon 4-6-30 trailing the Blues 1 super goal 6-7 52. A break. Favola has got 4 for the Blues.
Opening half has kicked 4. Eddie Betts a super goal after a 50-metre penalty. The Blues doing it very, very comfortably. Well, the footy's back, and it's only going to get bigger and better in 2007 on 10.
For the past 5 years, football's big moments have been on 10. And that's just the way it will be for the next 5 to come, with 3 of the next 5 grand finals and the next 5 final series as well. 10 still is your Premiership network. Bringing it all to you will be the most dynamic commentary team ever assembled on television. In 2007, Michael Voss joins 10.
Got it to Voss. Here we go. Voss from 55.
The game's greatest leader. The most respected and inspirational player of the modern era. The three-time Premiership captain joins Premiership coaches Robert Walls and Malcolm Blight, Bulldog superstar Luke Darcy, and our proven, experienced callers to take our game to a whole new level. And that's just the beginning. 10 has a stunning stable of matches to cover in season 2007. Heading the bill, of course, is the 2007 AFL Grand Final. Not just the AFL's headline act, but Australian sports showcase event. But 10's road to the biggest show of them all features blockbuster matches on a weekly basis. It kicks off in round one with the clash the entire football world is waiting to see. The grand final rematch between the Eagles and the Swans.
He's got them rocking.
Anzac Day, the biggest match outside the final series, will be on 10 in 2007. The dream time of the G-Clash between Essendon and Richmond, the game that celebrates our Indigenous players and their contribution to football, is also at home on 10. The Monday showstoppers are on 10 as well. Huge games featuring Hawthorn, Melbourne and Collingwood. Both Sydney-Collingwood clashes, including the split-round standalone Saturday night game at Telstra Stadium, will be here on 10. And what about these? The Ackermanis match, a moment the outspoken former Lion squares up against his ex-teammates. The Mal Michael match, another who left the Lions to retire, only to resurface in the Bombers' black and red. Marquee matches everywhere. Superstars every weekend. The stories of 2007 will be told and seen here on 10. And they'll be seen as never before, with 10 broadcasting all primetime matches, including all finals, in high definition. The clarity of the pictures will amaze you as 10 leads free-to-air sporting television broadcasts boldly into the 21st century. If must-see football is important to you, then you'll be right at home on your Premiership network, Channel 10.
Can't wait. What a year it will be on 10. Half-time here at the Dome. The Blues by 22. Back shortly for the second half.
Not far away from a start to the third quarter. Brendan Favola's got 4 goals. Carlton leads by 22 points as the players take their positions. Guys, let's have a quick look at those. Well, 3 of the contentious push in the back rule decisions in the first half. This is the new rule that's been brought in for 2007.
That one against Dustin Fletcher, just the slightest of hands in the back. That one was a little more obvious against Mel Michael.
Yeah, no problem with that one. And I reckon that might have been a free kick last year, across the shoulder, across the back of the neck. The first one,
the first one's a contentious one, isn't it?
That to me is too soft a free kick to play in this game of AFL. Makes it tough on the defenders now, because they just have to be thinking all the time when they go to spoil.
Use the forearm.
Use the
forearm.
The shoulder. Yep.
So, third quarter underway. The Blues by 22 points. Chance for Carazzo was very impressive in the first half. Out wide, Gibbs couldn't control it. Hold on by Davey, who can. Kick towards Hurd, who has to stretch, couldn't quite get there. Walker, well done. Was able to gather at ground level, break the Hurd tackle. Oh, he tried to draw Davey and give it to Houlihan, but Davey was equal to it. And in the end, Walker did pretty well to force it over the line. So a boundary throw in at half forward.
I was just watching James Hurd then, Chriso, when you called it, he said it was a real stretcher. As in, I just thought, don't do the hammy. He didn't, of course, which is good news, but it was a real tester on James Hurd early in the third quarter. He got through that little challenge unscathed. Into the middle. Bradley. Forced to release quickly. Cole. What have you thought of Cole's game so far, Rob?
Cole's been okay, but he's just got to get himself super fit if he's going to become a regular player. He's got skill and talent.
Simpson.
He's got skill and talent, but we saw that at Collingwood, but he let himself down by not being as fit as he needed to be to play this game.
And he coughed that one up, but it didn't cost him a goal. As Essendon get it on defensive 50. Winderlich shows some dash. There is Cole. Over to Monfries. Oh, again, the pressure from Carlton is excellent.
Borst jars free, bets at ground level. Shovels it out to Simpson. Now Stevens. Can he spot a target? Favola wide. He marked it, but I think it's over the line, isn't it?
Have a look at that. How good was that?
Unbelievable. I thought it was out on the full. But he's been paid to mark Brendan Favola.
And told to straighten up a little bit.
Well,
don't go around the boundary line.
You'll need to get into the third row.
Gee, hope we can get another shot of that one-handed mark. He is a super player when in touch, and he has been the last 12 months.
His kick across the goal face. Oh, spectacular leap. No mark taken, and the Bombers were able to work it out. Hooley. Kick in front of Lovett. Couldn't control it. Lloyd comes up to assist. Hooley over the top. Andrew Lovett kept going. He's got a loose player, Winderlich, who's drifted inside, attacking 50. And Winderlich has marked 25 metres from goal.
The spectacular leap in the goal square was Cameron Cloke, and almost had it. But to look at that for a leap. Oh, what a good leap.
No point. There was no point in taking it. No car, no cash. Just wait for the proper stuff.
Oh, gee. He's got Lance of Beauty in the back of the neck.
Gee, that was a spectacular leap from Cameron Cloke, and talked about, Rob, how fit he's looking. I don't know that he would have got that high in the last couple of years. But Winderlich a chance to narrow the margin even further. Kicks it superbly off the boot. The Bombers now back to within 17 points.
Jason Winderlich, 30 games in 4 seasons with the Bombers, so again, like a couple of his mates in the team, it's time for him to stand up. So the Bombers back in the game well and truly. Monfries, handball intercepted. That's well done by Fisher, who caused a turnover. And the little daisy cutter has found Eddie Betts.
Cameron Cloke was the ruckman there, and the player who got that kick in. They're looking to see if they can set up a 9-pointer here. Essendon are alert to it.
Betts into the pocket. Oh, that's the mark, is it? Yes, it is. Terrific mark. Taken by Kennedy.
Yeah, well, he's the future. Only played a few games last year. Question to you, Chriso. You're down at Collingwood. You said that Cameron Cloke is the lightest he's looked in years. We saw a photo in the front page of the paper last week of Nathan Buckley looking like Superman, Lucuria the same, and Brodie Holland. Are they pushing the weights too much down there?
Wouldn't have thought. Kennedy kicks a goal for the Blues.
Here's Cameron Cloke in the ruck. He'll be up against Laycock. And Cloke got first hand onto it. Watson's there for the Bombers. So is Monfries. Dived on top of the ball. Have to feed it out. Carazzo, clever. Very clever handball. Over to Gibbs. Just a little bit too much on the kick. Mal Michaels there. Favola holds him up. Ball spills free, or does it? What's happened here? Umpire said high tackle, and it's going Essendon's way. Taken by Michael. Little give to Fletcher, who's switch to the outer side. Finds Slattery. Now the chase is on here. Winderlich against Simpson. Good kick. Davey just can't get there. And we'll have a throw in.
Throw in half forward for the Bombers as we look at the Elwyn Davey attempt. It would have been some sort of mark. So Cameron Cloke against Laycock. Laycock decisively. Fisher got a hand in there to prevent it getting to Hurd. And we'll get a bounce. Umpire McBurney coming in. And in fact, he'll throw it up about 45 metres from the Essendon goal. Laycock in front. Monfries. Hooley from 45 jams it on the boot. It's got the distance, but well offline, so out on the full. So that margin stays at 23.
And again, Fletcher dragged back to the goal square. There's Kennedy with Fletcher, and Favola's moved up to the 50-metre arc. Mel Michael's gone with him. So Carlton dictating where they want those Essendon defenders to be.
Kick to half back for the Blues as they maintain possession. Fisher to Russell, back to Fisher. Short one to Scotland. Was it 20? No, umpire said play on. Scotland has time. Clever little kick around the side, back to Houlihan. He's had plenty of it. This is number 16, which is equal game high along with Monfries from the Bombers. Fisher dropped the sitter. Now Laycock, good pick up for a big man. Gives it to Stanton. Oh, here's a chance. Hurd's got the set. Oh, Halpin, tremendous stuff from the Irishman. Oh, that was a beauty.
Well, they've got a couple of string bean defenders in our Halpin and Waite who've got terrific vertical jumps, and that just shows what they can do.
Scotland now towards half forward. Well done by Carazzo. Got rid of his opponent. Off to Murphy, who tried to pass it. It's effective, yes. No, the mark's dropped by Kennedy. And Fletcher's able to mop up. Off to Michael.
Too unselfish, Murphy.
Should have kicked for goal.
Should have had a shot.
Back to Fletcher. Driving kick towards the wing. Laycock in good position. Hurd, almost threw it out to McVeigh. Intercepted by Simpson. Gets a good shepherd from Cloak. Brilliantly tackled though by McVeigh. Now the numbers with the Bombers. Comes to Welsh. His kick is okay. Marked by John. 65 from goal. Kicks it to a one-out contest. Lloyd versus Al Halpin did brilliantly again. The Irishman fists it away. Only as far as Welsh. From 25 metres, he pops it on the boot and hits the post. Now play-on's the call. Is it still in? No, it's through now for one behind. Bounced over the line, so behind only to the Bombers.
How quick was Houlihan to pounce on the footy to bring it back into play on the wing in a flash.
Fisher in two minds. What's he going to do with it? Kicks to Jordan Russell. He sweeps it into the middle. This is Scotland. Looks for Favola with pinpoint accuracy. And Favola is well within range.
There's a lot to like with what we've seen with Carlton, particularly their foot skills, and they're backing themselves, playing on quickly, and setting their forwards up with some sharp passes going in there. Favola in front of Mel Michael again.
This to match Archie Thompson's effort last week at Telstra Dome. He's got 4 goals, 1 so far for Favola. Make that 4-2. It's the Blues by 23.
So kick in not marked by Fletcher. Great pressure coming. Coming in Hawley to assist. He gives it straight up though to Fisher. Fisher snaps from the boundary line. It'll land in the goal square. Whitnell up high. Couldn't hold on. Bombers there in numbers with Cole. Hawley. Quick little gives okay. Stanton. And he's got a couple to choose from. Marked by Dempsey, who's away. Look at his speed. Has one bounce and a second. Cloak. Missed him over the top. Bradley, love it, kept going from 55. Kicks to a Bacon goal square for 9 points. It's offline. So the Bombers are working their way back into the game, but just haven't been able to put the score on the board.
Just quick rebound by Carlton whenever the Bombers kick it behind, as we see again. But encouraging signs there for Essendon. A wave of runners coming through the midfield. Dempsey and Lovett, Winderlick.
Whitnell at the halfway mark of Telstra Dome.
Brilliant kick.
It was clever to Simpson, who kept on running. That's an ambitious chip inside 50. McVeigh in front. Back to Fletcher. He kicked it backwards, so it's play on. And Fletcher switches to Michael, and they've opened it up nicely here, the Bombers. Slattery can go for a nice run. He had a couple of bounces. Oh! Then he stopped, and he tried to find Johns, and they mucked that up, the Bombers, or have they? Welsh to Stanton. Run down. Carlton get it back. Good pressure again from the Blues. Thornton, clever little sidestep. Underneath it was Carazzo. Michael over the top, the big fist. Eddie Betts will keep it in play. He's got Stevens in the pocket. Got to stand his ground here. He can't. McVeigh did well. In fact, he's given away a free kick, though, so the umpire advantage paid. Fisher has missed a golden opportunity in the goal square.
exciting stuff. And Fisher should have protected Stevens. He didn't, but the ball fell to advantage. Umpire said play on. We thought it was going to go over the top of Fletcher and Favola, but Favola just jumped into the back of Fletcher, hung there for a second and took the mark. Now there's Matty Lloyd. He's been playing in the forward line for the Bombers for the duration of this game. O'Halpin's been his opponent. Lloyd with just 4 disposals for the match.
So the Blues, they've got all the answers at the moment. They lead by 28. Chance for Stanton. Peveril. Effective handball out wide. Welsh. He's got Davey who leaps and marks in front of Houlihan. He's away. Elwyn Davey runs to 45. Drop punt. He's again offline. So the Bombers haven't been able to find the target. They kicked 1-5 in the first quarter. Kicked 3-1 in the second, but have been offline in this third quarter. And the Blues again bring it in towards Walker, but ineffective. It'll be a free kick to Essendon. Davey has it again, and he chips it short. It's okay. Mark taken by Lovett. So a bad mistake in defence there by Carlton. Brett Ratton, Gavin Krasiska.
Gary Dempsey in the back there for the Blues as ruck coach.
Off to Lucas, who tries for 9 points and scores it. 9 points to the Bombers.
$1,000 NAB check on its way to the Camperdown Football Club, courtesy of that super goal from Scott Lucas. The Bombers are hanging in there. It's Carlton by 18. Peveril got it out. Now Hurd in the middle. Lucas caught behind. Oh, well done by Waite. Stood his ground. That was an excellent mark under pressure. Off to Stevens. Into the middle. To Russell. Now Scotland. To Whitnell. Good kick to position. Whitnell can't mark. Fletcher busts open the pack. Free kick. Now it's going Carlton's way. Is it for in the back?
Yes.
Yep. And it's going to be taken by Carazzo.
He's been good, Carazzo. He doesn't get the raps.
He's a quiet achiever, isn't he?
He is. He doesn't get the raps that a lot of the other Carlton players get, but by gee, he tries hard.
His centre square work has been phenomenal today.
And Favola says, what about me? I've just kicked a 9-pointer. And the umpire says, just relax. It's going to come back to Carazzo.
Well, he's averaging 18 disposals a game in his AFL career, Rob.
Yeah,
which is 41 games old now.
Yep. And he can play a variety of roles. He can play as an attacking midfielder. He can take a spot up forward. He can do a tagging job.
So just a point to the Blues. Winderlick. Short to Lovett. Back to Winderlick.
Yeah, this is good by the Bombers. Numbers through the corridor.
Waite and Lucas, one out again.
Gee, if you're a Carlton supporter, you'd be licking your chops with what you've seen of Jared Waite at centre half back today.
Koutafidis. Now Whitnell, the new skipper, bombs it inside 50. Fletcher. The big fist. Stevens will get there first. He's got Carazzo in support. Good sidestep, drew the player. Cleverly done, Carazzo. Stevens, great teamwork from Carlton. And the ball ends up in the arms of Kennedy, who'll kick from 40 metres out.
Just shows the skill of Stevens. He had the ball on the boundary line. He looked up. There was no one to go to. There was no one to go to here, and he's realised he's going to have to hook it hard and low across his body to find his teammate. And he was able to execute the skill to perfection.
He's kicked 1 goal tonight, Josh Kennedy. So another opportunity goes begging for the Blues. 20 points in favour of Carlton.
So McVeigh at fullback for the Bombers. He has Slattery out wide. Thought about going over the top to Fletcher, but he was quickly manned up. So instead chips it dangerously towards Peveril. He's able to get back onto the football. Michael, a little fumbly, but okay. Andrew Lovett now. He's got speed. A couple of bounces. Touch on Whitnell and beats him. Still he goes, Andrew Lovett. Gets around, Ackland kicks it towards Lucas, who can't quite take the mark. Waite does well to try and tie it up. Davey in on top of him. Oh, he's been pinged. I'm not quite sure who it is. Jared Waite, I think.
Yeah, exciting stuff, Lovett. Carried the ball at least 60 metres and put the pass to advantage. Lucas not able to mark it. Poor old Lance looks a bit slow there, didn't he?
It's great to watch. Lucas couldn't quite hold on to the mark. Now watch Waite here. He's on top of the ball. Gee, that's a harsh.
He did
ball,
drag it in though. He
well,
did drag it
but
in.
he was underneath, and both he and Davey, it was almost like a basketball jump ball. They both had hands on it.
If he gets this goal
from 50 metres, it'll land in the goal square. Well done, O'Halpin. Got a fist in there, and one behind only to the Bombers.
Well, they're not out of the game at all. Couple of super goals.
Scotland in the back pocket. Just chips it over the top and finds Brett Thornton.
Gee, I'm glad he didn't go to Hawthorn. Looked like he may have over summer. And I think he'll be pretty happy to see Jared Waite playing as well as he is in that back line.
Turnover. There's a chance for the Bombers. Peveril.
Loose player in the goal square.
Chain of handballs. Davey should go himself. He lines him up. And he hits the post and it's still in play. Such a quick game, this modern game of AFL football.
I like that rule where if it hits the post and comes back, it's play on.
Koutafidis.
For the NAB Cup, I do.
Characteristically in the one hand. Got it out to Houlihan. Out wide. This is Young. Good kick inside 50. And Jason Saddington has just come on. He has put on some serious condition over the summer. He's been pumping the weights. He's had some wretched luck with his knee. Only played 6 games last season for Carlton. He's got some ability. Let's hope he can make 2007 his own. From about 45.
148 career games. Most of those with Sydney, of course.
Yeah, 142 of the Swans. Taken pick 11 back in 1997, an eastern suburban boy from Melbourne. Due for some luck.
Blues have kicked 5 goals 10 since quarter time. Andrew Lovett's got it. Saunters across and chips it to McVeigh. McVeigh, all good chase from Favola, and he gets a kick away.
Oh, look at McVeigh. He's not happy that Fev got him. It's on behind play.
Lovett Murray, meantime, kicks it, and the mark's taken by Laycock. Out to Hurd. Back to Davey. He won't miss this one. He handballs over the top. That's White. Lloyd snaps around the body and kicks a goal for the Bombers.
Oh, and Lloyd into the head of Thornton, and down the other end. That got willing with McVeigh and Favola.
Yes, it did. McVeigh didn't appreciate Fev coming in a little bit late on him and let him know.
Well, Lloyd should be pinged for a free kick for what he did.
Hang on, I reckon
there's going to be a free kick here.
Someone's put a forearm up, I think.
No, it's against Lloyd, I think, after he kicked the goal for getting into Thornton.
Now, the umpires are going to just... There's a free kick, Carlton free kick out of the middle. Here's the tackle by Favola on McVeigh. So, a little bit of a jumper punch and a bit of headlocking going on there.
Yeah, that's unfair, 2-on-1.
And this was the other end. This was Lloyd.
Oh, they're right back in at the Bombers.
So out of all that, a free kick to Carlton.
So Koutafidis, a long bomb, a huge pack fly inside 50. Front and centre was Young. Tell you what, both these teams are playing for keeps tonight. This means plenty to both the Blues and the Bombers. Bradley deep in defence, over to Lovett Murray. Kicks out wide into space. Peveril will get there first as he get the kind bounce he does. Interesting kick to Monfries, didn't come off. Here's Davies swooping. Back to Peveril. Bombers starting to move the ball nicely and quickly.
Lovely
Lucas.
kick. Great kick. That's all he had in the forward 50 area.
Didn't go for the super goal. Went into the pocket to Monfries. Hard running from Angus Monfries. And he's been rewarded. He'll have a shot at goal from a tight angle. About 35 metres out from goal.
The Peveril kick was a beauty. Matthew Lloyd kicks the goal, gets up, and
the free kick.
Puts a forearm into Thornton, and the umpire says can't do that. So we get the free kick right back in the middle of the ground.
So it is getting willing here at the Dome. As Angus Monfries has racked up 17 disposals, 5 marks. Has already kicked 1 goal. Have to give it his very best here. Stabs at the footy. It's the Blues by 13.
It's the closest the Bombers have been since early in the first quarter. And as the Blues bring it out, Houlihan chips effectively to Thornton. As we count down to 3/4 time, Carlton need to hold here. Can't allow the Bombers another one. Thornton to the wing. Oh, spectacular leap this time from Ryder, and he's been paid the mark. Off to Hurd. Little touch in there, but it got to Windlick in the end. Now Bradley. Indecisive, but eventually kicks across the ground. Lucas. Now he was off the line. Umpire McBurney said no. Wait, back on the mark as Lucas kicks out wide. Stevens needs.
It's against Stevens because Stevens took his eyes off the ball, and that's a correct call by the umpire, and that's a pretty poor effort by Nick Stevens.
There's the mark from Ryder. Oh, oh. And again, over the top of Jason Saddington.
Well, haven't we seen some great leaps in this quarter? Cameron Cloak in the goal square didn't quite hold it. Paddy Ryder up there, and if he gets this, it's absolutely game on.
So Andrew Lovett to make the difference, just 7 points, but he kicks it to the right. So we'll go into 3/4 time with the Blues leading by 12 points.
Some good signs there by the Bombers towards the end of that third quarter. What I liked was their run through the midfield. We had Lovett, we had Winderlick, and Lucas was good across that half-forward line. Matty Lloyd hadn't been in the game much, kicked the goal, and then showed a fair bit of aggression.
Well, it's another big year coming up for before the game. Just wonder what Strawny's got in store.
Sorry, boys. Give it 10. Come on.
Bit of Bryce Gibbs in action there. 3/4 time of what has been a very entertaining match. Just a couple of kicks in it. Bombers fighting back. Carlton lead by 12 points, 69-57. Favola's got 5. Lloyd's got a couple for the Bombers. Houlihan 20 touches for the Blues. Monfries leads the way for Essendon with 18. This time of year, it's very important, no matter who you barrack for, to buy yourself a membership ticket. And you can get those at the Family Day. Tomorrow, the Blues have their Family Day at MC Labour Park. Starts at 11 o'clock. All members admitted free. Don't forget to buy your membership ticket for 2007. Let's go down to the boundary. Christy Malthouse with a very special guest family to interview.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm with a number of guests. I'm with the family of Bryce Gibbs, who was taken #1 in the draft last year by the Blues, making his senior debut tonight. So to Ross, Julie, Kelly and Macy, thank you for joining us tonight. Ross, I'll start with you because it is your football footsteps that Bryce is following in. How would you rate the start of his AFL career?
Oh, look, it's been pretty good. He's had a few touches early, which was good. He's handballed a few times. I'd rather him kick it, but he's done his little bit, and that's what he's like. He's just a team player, and hopefully he can get a few more kicks leading in the last quarter.
Julie, he was picked up at the end of last year. He had to move all the way from Adelaide to Melbourne. You speak to him a lot on the phone, you were saying before. Has he changed much? Can you sense that he's matured a bit perhaps over the summer?
Oh, a little bit, yeah, he has a little bit, absolutely. But he's still the same deep down, yeah.
Well, what about during the week? He was named in the Carlton leadership group without having played a senior game. It was a surprise to a lot of people, but Dennis Pagan said he thought long and hard about it. What did Bryce have to say about it?
Well, he's a bit sceptical. He didn't really probably understand, really. He just thought, you know, he had to earn his stripes the first 12 months or couple of years. But he's been thrown a lot of challenges all through his footy, and people don't understand. He's actually been playing league footy for 2 years in South Australia. So, look, he amazes us. He stepped up to the mark every time, and it's just, yeah, hopefully he can just keep going.
I'm sure he will. It's what Dennis Pagan thinks anyway. Now, girls, you haven't always barracked for Carlton, have you?
No, before we started barracking for Carlton, Kangaroos.
All right, but there's Carlton supporters now. They'll be at the family day tomorrow, and members are free, so head along to that. Stephen.
Thank you to the Gibbs family. And Chris, you played against Ross Gibbs, did you?
Gee, it makes me feel old. But yeah, he was a little back pocket for West Perth back in the early 80s, and very, very good player. Very good player.
Only champions of Brett and WA,
oh, yeah.
So you tell me. So we start the last quarter. It is still Carlton leading by 12 points. I wonder who's got enough wind left in the tank. Both teams should be commended for the play tonight. Really on hammer and tongs.
I agree, Quarters, with that. I think anybody who thinks that the players aren't fair dinkum in the NAB Cup, have a look at this game. It's a terrific crowd in good conditions, and the players have given it 100%. So congratulations to the players and the coaches for setting this up for us.
Chance for Lovett. Off to Watson. Oh, Stanton couldn't quite control it. Dempsey couldn't either. Now he does. Brilliantly done in the end by Courtney Dempsey, although he took one too many on. Managed to get the handball despite the Whitnell tackle out to Watson. Joe Watson, a helicopter towards half forward as a poor kick, and Thornton read it very well.
That's the one area that he's got to get better at, Joe Watson. Handball very good, reflexes very good, fitness improved. Got to get the kicking better.
Waite. What a revelation Jared Waite's been at centre half back for the Blues tonight. Chips it inboard. Murphy coming in for his 11th disposal. Mark Murphy.
He's going to go for Nick Stevens, who's been out on that flank by himself.
He changed his mind and went to Scotland, but he had two against him, and Bradley was able to chip in and take the mark. Stanton. Now Welsh. Took a long time to get rid of it, but as he found it, no coming. The intercept was O'Halpin, Lloyd, Monfrey, snap around the body from 40 is effective. The Bombers get to within 6 points.
Angus Monfrey's 20 disposals, 5 marks, 3 inside 50s, 2 goals, 1. And he's brought his team within a goal of the Blues. Cloak didn't get boot to ball. Here's Watson in heavy traffic. There's the kick. A few Bombers there. One of them was Hill. His handball was too hot for Lovett. Hill has a second crack at it.
Free kick.
Stevens is down hurt behind play. Not too serious, I wouldn't think. Just gets up a little bit gingerly. Trainer comes out. Hill's got it. With Mark Murphy. Carlton now is the team under pressure. Taken by Cloak.
Great kick.
It was a beauty to Whitnell.
Coming about 45 metres straight onto the chest of Whitnell. Whitnell probing kick for Vola. Was he tripped? No. Play on's the call. Chance for McVeigh to mop up. He handballs to Stanton. Now to Lovett Murray, who switches the play. Dempsey. Plenty of time and space on centre wing. And gee, it was a poor kick after all that. Almost a clever mark to Waite. Had more space than he's thought, Jarrah Waite. Lappin, back to Waite. They share it around. Houlihan, nonchalant as ever. Carranzo. O'Halpin needs to get boot the ball quickly and does. Dribbles it to Scotland. Puts Carranzo under the pump, but he gets it back to Scotland. They work it out pretty well in the end, Carlton. Long inside attacking 50, but going back. A comfortable mark taken by Ryder.
Both of these teams 15th and 16th last year, disappointing seasons. also lost their opening NAB Cup game last year. So a lot at stake for the winning team, because they'll feel good about themselves. Their supporters will feel good. Membership will grow in the next week.
This is Bradley. Puts Slattery under pressure. Now picked up by Saddington. Clever over the top handball to Stevens. He's got Favola long. Stevens kicks for him. Now is a downfield free kick. No play on, said the umpire. Thought the whistle would be blown there. McVeigh overran it. Here's a chance for Fisher. Kept it alive. Favola runs straight into Michael. McVeigh has another crack.
Good stuff, isn't it?
It is wonderful stuff for round one of the NAB Cup. Slattery. Saddington from the side.
Eddie Betts coming off. He's injured. Looked like he got corked. Matthew Lappin. No, Simpson's going to go back on for the Blues.
There's the tackle from Bill Michael. Brendan Favola going nowhere. Cloak gets the front position. Little toe poke to the advantage of Simpson. Looked pretty good on the left boot. Finds his captain. Just inside attacking 50. Loose player. Kick needs to be perfect. It's not. Winderlick was able to chip in. Watson, good tackle from Murphy. Fletcher under pressure off a step. Carazzo has to sit and wait. In the end, the attempt was made by Cloak. Finding hard Slattery.
He goes in hard, Slattery.
Bounce between wing and half forward for the Blues. There's Eddie Betts.
Gee, Bombers have got 3 players in their forward 50. Lloyd, Lucas and Hurd. Can they get it there?
Winderlick back to Watson, who concedes further ground to Bradley. Good chase from Whitnell. Old wobbly mongrel towards half forward. Well done by Houlihan, who's been one of the best on the ground, coming in for his 22nd disposal.
In the second quarter, the Blues led by 34 points. It's been a great fight back by Essendon. Kick to the wing. Here's Whitnell. Clever little handball to Saddington. Fed it out nicely to Simpson. Not a lot to go to, so he kicks to the hot spot. Fisher got hands on the football. It's a free kick. It's going Essendon's way. And it's going to be taken by McVeigh. Watson. Now to Dempsey, who switches. Now the run will be on here. Getting the kind bounce was Lovett. Decides instead to go sideways and square it up into the corridor to Winderlick.
Off to Standen, long towards Lucas, who's got the sit this time on weight. And Scott Lucas's mark, 60 from goal. He's off, been called to play on. Wants his left side, kicks it in towards Matthew Lloyd, who low down marks on his chest. Oh, gee, there's some excitement in the Bomber camp now.
Well, it was a good mark by Scotty Lucas. A little bit of a just hold your ground. Came back onto his right foot, I don't know why, then cut back onto his left and then was able to hit Lloyd with a good pass. But the player who's been fantastic for Essendon in this last quarter is Jobe Watson with 7 disposals. There he is there, having a well-earned breather. And isn't that a slim, trim Jobe Watson?
So Matthew Lloyd has taken 4 marks, coming in for his 7th disposal. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. This to level it up from just 25 metres. There's a good look at the angle. He doesn't bring it back far enough. So 5 points now, the Carlton advantage.
What's your gut feel, boys?
No,
it's too hard to call.
I think the Bombers certainly finishing better at the moment.
You touched on a very good point, Rob, with Lloyd, Lucas and Hurd in the inside 51 out.
Bit of quality there, isn't it? Yeah, I just have a feeling that Essendon just running on a bit more.
Here comes the Blues. Jackson puts Carlton inside 50. Front and centre was Murphy. Broke the tackle. Got boot to ball. Oh, great stuff by Mark Murphy. And Brendan Favola has taken the mark and caught one on the back of the scon to boot. But again, under pressure, Murphy didn't panic. Was prepared to take the hit and got the kick.
Absolutely great call, Quarters. He's a gun. Have a look at him here. Coming at him from all angles. And off one, well, even half a step, able to put it to the advantage of Fev.
We tried to milk the 50. So Brendan Favola. for a player of his standard, shouldn't miss from here. He's kicked 5 goals too this evening. Just to give the Blues just a little bit of breathing space. It's only 35 metres out. And would you believe it?
Seemed to kick that off a couple of steps, Rob. Normally
takes a long run up, doesn't he?
A long run up. So the Bombers now, Lovett Murray. Oh, he tried to bounce it, mucked it up. He's got support, Winderlick, who's forced to go back, and that is play on. If you kick backwards in the defensive half, Michael plenty of time though to give it to McVeigh, who finds Watson
Disposal,
in the midfield.
8.
He's got plenty of time to measure the kick.
Yeah, bad
Wasn't
kick.
a great one. Had the helicopter tendencies again, that one. Oh, Davies got electric speed, but he was run down that time by Thornton. Zigged when he should have zagged, and a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Bombers.
Just looking at Joe Watson, he's done such a good job, but he knows he's got to get better with the foot disposal. Playing on Cooter at the moment.
Now when it comes, Hill the tap in the direction of Hurd. O'Halpin ducked ahead. Umpire, good call. Says play on, and now O'Halpin's been penalised.
It's like the wild man from Borneo.
Lloyd to Hurd. Little sidestep. He's got to Dempsey in support. Courtney Dempsey for goal. It's still in play. Off the ground. Oh, Scotty Lucas. No, it was touched on the line.
It was almost like
Archie Thompson.
Yeah, it was almost like last week, the soccer attempt from Lucas and the dive on the goal line by Waite. Now to Carrazzo, who's got it at halfback. Meantime, free kick to the Essendon. They're pressing hard, the Bombers at the moment. Watson again. 65 from goal. He's called to play on. Handball to Ryder. He gives it straight up to Whitnell. And Whitnell now from halfback. Wild kick. Stevens versus Welsh. Stevens gets an accommodating bounce. Hard against the line. Searching kick for Vola. Michael the fist. McVeigh to Crumb.
Numbers back there, the Bombers.
Wobbles it poorly. Koutafidis has got it. Backward to the wing.
Just got to wait a little bit, Cooter, because there's just not many Carlton players forward of the centre line, so he's done the right thing.
Chips it. The bare 20. And marks taken by Fisher, who cuts in. Board dangerous kick. Cloak's hands are strong though. Quick little give those okay. Houlihan on the left boot, inside attacking 50. Favola's got to beat 8. Fist from the Essendon defence. Hill, Michael, and they're out of trouble again, the Bombers.
Well, if Favola's had 4 or 5 around him, where are his teammates, his Carlton teammates? They must have been loose somewhere.
Yeah, they're all back here.
Supermark, Walker.
Walker off to Cloak. Kicks towards Saddington. In from the side was McVeigh. Stevens' soccer was unsuccessful. It's Lloyd back there to Lovett Murray. And they'll have a throw in.
Well, just 3 Bombers in their forward half, Rob. So the Essendon have really got numbers back behind the ball, trying to prevent Carlton from scoring. There's a great look at the Walker mark.
Much prefer to see Matthew Lloyd in the forward 50 than the half-back flank area for Essendon.
Hill, Winderlick. Loose ball. Lovett couldn't control it. Koutafidis ties it up with David Hill. So a bounce between wing and half forward for the Blues.
Here's your goalie save, Chriso.
There's the soccer, and well, it was a great effort, wasn't it? Well done by Jackson. Back to Houlihan. Hoisted. Oh, gee. At the ball, Stevens. Stevens from 45 measures the kick. Gold and puts it through.
So Nick Stevens has put Carlton 11 points in front. Still plenty of time for Essendon. Hurd to Stanton for a 9-pointer. Blazes across the front of goal. So big chance here for Essendon. Laycock will do the ruck work. Over the top was Kudafidi. Slapped it straight to Carazzo. Kick smothered. Picked up by Davey. Crossed the face again and no score.
James Hurd's put himself in the thick of the action. His smother was just remarkable. Walker's going step by step with him. There he is there. Comes from behind to smother the kick. Fantastic football.
So a boundary thrown. Bombers deep into attack. Laycock, beautiful tap to the back. Carlton defence there in number. Great tackle by Cameron Cloak on Brent Stanton. Gee, I've been impressed with Satadra helping at full back. Done everything right tonight. Cloak gets it down. Hurd couldn't get the kick away. Carazzo. Kudafidis. Houlihan under the pump here. Can he dispose of it effectively?
Well, the tackle was just so good that Houlihan couldn't get clean disposal of the ball.
So a free kick to the Bombers, and it'll come back to Elwyn Davey, the younger brother by 11 months to Aaron, 22 years of age, and been impressed with his defensive pressure as well, much like his older brother. And a 5-minute warning, 5 minutes of actual game time left. And Davey from 30 metres, jags it right. Margin 10 points.
Cameron Cloak off. Ackland on for Carlton. He'll ruck against Laycock.
Massive amount of numbers inside Essendon's attacking 50 at the moment. Oh, and it's gone! He's gone, Houlihan again!
And the second time that Davies got him in a tackle.
Oh, no, that's got to be 50
too. That's 50.
Yeah, it is. That's silly play from Houlihan.
Well, he won't miss this one, and it'll make it a 4-point game.
Yeah, Davey was no certainty.
No.
And now he will be, and it'll just be 4 points of difference. That was Davey's 7th tackle for the match.
Gee.
And it's Carlton by just 4 points. Stanton. Tackled and dispossessed by Stevens. Umpires paid a free kick.
Consistency, and I like that call. We've seen it twice against Houlihan in the last 2 minutes.
So the pressure relief momentarily as Carlton clings to a narrow lead. Russell.
Oh, another tackle. 8 for Davey.
Number 8 for Davey. Well, it's desperate out there now. Scotland over to Thornton. And his kick's good. Inside 50 go the Blues. No mark to Walker. Here's Mal Michael. Over to Hooley. Vindelic's got to stand up here. He can't. It's fisted forward for Carlton. Now Kennedy. Keeps it alive. Carazzo. Carlton maintaining possession. Bangs it back inside 50. And that's an excellent mark taken by Lappin.
Been quiet, Matthew Lappin. Just the 7 disposals. Spent a fair bit of time on the bench.
So if Lappin can snare this goal, it's pretty much game over. But it's going to take his very best kick from here. He's very tight angle, coming from about 45. And it's a good effort. It's a very good effort. That should be enough for the Blues.
So a good comeback by the Bombers. Kevin Sheedy. They're trailed by 34 points deep into the second term. Margin is 10. Ackland up high. Hurd diving on the footy. Ball comes towards half forward. Fist from Waite. Well done by Walker. He gathered the loose footy. Scotland. Waite scrambles a kick out wide. Gee, it's a good mark.
Terrific mark by Simpson.
He's been very serviceable. 15th disposal. Good kick too.
Just wonder if the Blues will play, try to run the clock down with their 10-point lead. Or will they go for the next goal and put it beyond dispute?
Favola wants it long. Murphy kicks it towards is full forward. Ball to the front. Stevens a chance. Can he soccer? He can, but he's offline. Full forward behind.
Gee, a lot of Carlton supporters at that end of the ground. They went up as one.
Margin 11 points in favour of the Blues.
McVeigh finds Bradley.
Just hasn't got much to go to. That's why he's hesitating.
And now he's called to go. So he's forced to kick long and to a contest. Watson works his way to the front. No mark. Peveril, as always. Oh, Cooter ran into Lloyd. Very fair
free kick
clash that was. But,
Matthew Lloyd.
It got dealt with afterwards, did he? I don't think it was for the collision with Cooter.
No.
I hope it wasn't. Anyway.
No, it wasn't.
Lloyd to Welsh to Hurd. Was Lovett being held? He was. So free kick to Lovett, and it's outside 6-point range. Off to Lovett Murray for a super goal. No. So it's 10 points in favour of Carlton. Can't be much time left.
So Simpson now will need to kick it pretty quickly. He does play on the call. Wasn't 20. Carazzo back to Simpson. Need to be very careful here. Wait, he's onto the right boot very quickly towards Young. Now where's his teammate in Jackson? They should buy a pub together. Ross Young from half back. Oh, gee, that's an ordinary kick. Out in the full. Under no pressure. You'd have been there a couple of times, Rob.
Cleo.
Short to Bradley, who chips it. It's close to the line and stays in. Mark taken by Mumfries. A banana check side kick is a goal. You don't mind. They're still alive, the Bombers. What a goal from Angus Mumfries. And the margin is back to 4 points.
That was his second banana goal. That was, remember the Hawthorn game last year when Kevin Sheedy called it a Hollywood kick?
Yeah, he put it out of bounds, didn't he?
It was a wet day at the MCG.
That is a Hollywood kick.
He knew what he was doing. That was needed at that time. Don't worry about that. And very few players could do it. And you can see his Essendon mates, they appreciate it.
Oh, they couldn't pinch it, could they?
They could.
Can't be long left.
What a goal from Angus Mumfries. Well, James Hurd's in the middle, and you'd want to bet a few bucks that he might be able to get his hands on it first.
He's just bolted forward, Hurd, in anticipation of a clearance.
A high ball in Essendon's attacking half, and that is a great match-saving mark from Cade Simpson, and he will be in absolutely no hurry. He's told to play on, and Carlton will just ice the clock here. Oh, good feign there from Thornton. The old hammy twinge.
Got to be careful because they can't kick backwards in defensive half.
Now Ackland. And there it is. What a great game of footy. Well done Carlton and well done Essendon. Just a 4-point margin in the end of the Blues with Brendan Favola kicking 5 goals 3, and a good start to Lance Whitnall's captaincy, Rob.
Fantastic performance by both sides. They gave it everything, gave the supporters value for money, and I reckon if you're an Essendon or a Carlton supporter, you haven't paid up your membership, you'd look at that effort and say, I'm going to put my money down next week.
Let's go to Chrissy Malthouse with the new skipper for the Blues.
Lance, well, you had to fight for it, but a first-up win for the club and for you as captain. Is it relief just to get it out of the way?
Oh, yeah, it's a relief, that's for sure. You know, start the new season fresh, and to get a tough-fought win like that, it's credit to the boys. Hopefully we've turned the corner and we're on our way back now.
It was important to get the first-up win tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for sure. I mean, the club's been down in the doldrums for the last couple of years, and to come out and get a win like that, it might get the boys some confidence, so we look forward to it now.
And to be able to fight like that in the last quarter to hold on for the win as well.
Yeah, it shows a good team spirit, and it was great effort by the boys to hold on like that. It was great effort.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Well, the Blues have got their family day tomorrow down at MC Labour Park, or Princes Park, whatever you want to call it. It starts at 11 o'clock. Go down and buy a membership, Rob.
Absolutely, Quarters, and I'm just really pleased for Lance Whitnall. Look, he had a hiccup a couple of weeks ago off-field. Carlton stuck by him, and I think they did the right thing too. And it'll mean a lot to Lance. By nature, he's a pretty quiet sort of a bloke. Very smart footballer, and they've given him this opportunity to lead the team this year. Well done.
Well, tomorrow on Network 10, it is the Cats up against the Tigers. There is the times. So check your local guides, but the Cats versus the Tigers tomorrow coming up on 10 in the NAB Cup. Just quickly, a few words for, there's Richard Pratt, he'd be a happy man. A few words about the Bombers, Rob.
About the Bombers, we saw Mal Michael taken out of position a little bit. Dustin Fletcher, relish playing across the half-back line. Some good run there by Lovett, and I thought Davey was inspirational with his tackling.
So the Blues home by 4 points against the Bombers and a great game of footy. Good night.
Sessions on 5AA tomorrow morning.
If you think little Amelia is extraordinary,
That's an ordinary pen next to her.
This is twice the miracle.
we never wish we were separated. New amazing medical stories now Tuesday 9:35.
Channel 9.
You going on Saturday? Oh, no, you? Yeah. So, you want to come to my place tonight? Yeah, all right.
Trains are big, deceptively fast, and can't stop quickly. Only cross the tracks at designated pedestrian crossings. But beware of the second train. Don't play with trains.
Rome Adelaide 2007. 3 days and nights of heavenly music. March 9 to 11, Botanic Park, Adelaide. Log on to romeadelaide.com.au for full details and bookings.
It's fun downtown, Suzuki so zippy. Get the best deal, Suzuki in the city. It's great, I'm so busy. I got my car from Suzuki in the city. Suzuki is a hit with the whole committee. Yeah. Get your wheels from Suzuki in the city.
Because we take responsibility to do the right thing by our customers and our employees. In business, our community, and the environment, Westpac has just been recognised as the most sustainable bank in the world for the 5th year running.
I don't need to plan for a bushfire. I know what to do.
If there's a fire, we'll decide what to do then.
The CFS will call me if there's a fire, won't they?
There's only one thing more frightening than a bushfire: not planning for one. If you haven't prepared and practiced your bushfire action plan, you need to do it now. Get the CFS guide from your council or the CFS website.
Good evening to you. Well, the warm weather continues, and this February looks like being our hottest now for 100 years. Now, temperature-wise today, 21 at Robe, made 38 degrees at Maree, Mount Gambier 27, Renmark 31. Adelaide today making 27.6 degrees. That came at 10 to 3. The overnight low 14.5 at 10 past 7 this morning. Currently in Adelaide, 24.5 degrees. It's 19.5 at Mount Lofty, with our barometer on the way down and the humidity 45%. Looking at the charts, you'll see some cloud over the state. In the western part, there'll be isolated showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, with an odd spot likely between Naracoorte and Pinaroo tomorrow afternoon, but elsewhere dry. Wednesday and Thursday, isolated thundery showers in the west. And then on Friday, a change moving in from the west will bring some isolated showers getting to Adelaide on Friday night. Now, winds tomorrow, again, will be mainly moderate to fresh southeast to northeasterly winds with a moderate to fresh sea breeze. Seas tomorrow mainly slight, beyond which on Wednesday and Thursday mainly moderate easterlies with a moderate northeasterly on Friday ahead of that change. Now, if you're going interstate tomorrow, there'll be showers in Brisbane, Sydney and Canberra, also showers for Melbourne, some drizzle in Hobart, late storm for Darwin, and Alice Springs again very hot at 39 degrees. Seas in our state tomorrow, for the west coast waves of 1 to 2, so to the Gulf waters, 1 to 1.5 on the south central coast, at 1 to 2 on the southeast coast with a swell of 1.5 to 2.5 metres high. And so the forecast for you, isolated showers and storms in the far west and also along the eastern border districts between Naracoorte and Pinaroo. There'll be moderate to fresh southeasterly winds and fresh to strong afternoon coastal sea breezes. Now, a strong wind warning is current for the southeast coast, and ultraviolet radiation levels tomorrow very high to extreme. The pollen count tomorrow will be a moderate 55. As for your temperatures, up slightly tomorrow, Mount Gambier looking at 28 degrees, so too at Ceduna. Elsewhere around the state tomorrow, Clare looking at 30, Pirrie 32, Renmark 32, Roxby Downs 35, and Victor Harbour 25 degrees. Now, for local waters, we're looking at east to southeasterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. There'll be gully winds south of Brighton tonight and in the morning at 15 to 20 knots with a general sea breeze of 10 to 15 knots, so seas locally tomorrow half to 1 metre high. For Adelaide tomorrow, fine and mostly sunny. We're going for 32 here and Elizabeth, 31 Mount Barker and Noarlunga around 30 degrees. As we go into Wednesday, the last day of summer, it is going to be quite warm at 34 degrees. Thursday at 34 with some patchy cloud. On Friday, it is going to be hot at 37 degrees, ahead of a late change with a chance of a spot overnight. Saturday will be mainly fine, cloudy periods, then the sun's out on Sunday and Monday, generally fine, with temperatures around 26 and 28 degrees. In the meantime, from the Met Office, and now it's back to Rob.
Good on you, Keith. Thank you. That's our report for the moment. We'll have updates later and be back with another edition of National 9 News tomorrow. Here's Tracy. Good night.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Tonight, the Bingle affair.
It's a betrayal of my trust.
The exclusive interview with Brendan and Alex Favola.
Oh, I don't want to answer it.
Oscars fashion, the experts have their say on the successes and the disasters. A mother's military-style operation to rescue her abducted daughters. And Australia's weight loss wonder woman. Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. Also tonight, Richard Wilkins joins us live from Hollywood as the Oscar parties heat up. Dickie?
Yes, Trace, I'm outside the Vanity Fair party. This is where the stars come to after the Academy Awards. They're partying the night away inside those walls. I'll have all the latest from the Oscars coming up later in the show.
Talk with you very shortly. Thanks. But first, he's one of the biggest names in Australian football. She's the face of Australian tourism. But Brendan Favola and Lara Bingle made headlines together for all the wrong reasons. When Favola's wife and mother of his 2 children discovered their secret romance, she kicked him out of home. Brendan and Alex say they're now friends and they're working to repair their marriage. Tonight, they talk for the first time about the notorious affair. Here's Martin King's exclusive interview.
Brendan, it was a fairly tumultuous time for you. We had quite a few things happening at once.
Everything is in...
Well, the affair with Lara Bingle and putting the barman in the headlock in Ireland.
It wasn't a stressful year.
Just another surprise for Alex Favola. There's been lots of them lately, courtesy her husband, Carlton AFL star, Brendan.
Sit closer together. Just move your bum over.
Yeah. No, not quite so crazy, thank you.
Good player, bad boy.
Be nice to have a rewind button.
But instead, the Favola family life, including 2 children, is on pause. The fairy tale footy marriage, complete with horse and carriage, has been severely bingled.
We've saved you a spot on the beach.
By Lara, teenage model.
In a situation like that, what are the emotions?
Oh, definitely anger. Disappointment, I think.
Disbelief?
You're happily married and have just had a baby with another, another daughter. It is disbelief. Yeah, you just got to move on and look at the positive side of things.
Without being too negative, there wasn't too much positive news for Big Fev last year. He kicked more goals than any other player in the AFL, but Carlton finished last. He went to Ireland to represent Australia in the International Rules Series, drank too much and monstered a barman. He was sent home in disgrace, but went missing in Europe.
Hey everybody, how are you?
So you had a sixth sense about this, didn't you?
I did. I think every woman does.
Can you explain to me how it did begin?
Well, it began at the Grand Final football show.
And who was there? Why, Lara. The big fella was there too, and in the audience, his wife.
I knew something was going on from Brendan's reactions to things, and I found out through listening to a voice message on his phone. So that's how clarified that there was definitely something going on.
So you were suspicious?
Yeah, I was.
And you checked his phone?
I did, yeah.
And what did you find?
A voice message.
And what did it say?
It was just clear that there was something other than a friendship.
I'm coming to Melbourne on Tuesday, and I'd love you to pick me up.
The message goes on to express disappointment that Favola was getting back with his wife. It's not fair. I thought you were better than that, and I thought you had more respect for yourself. Oh dear.
I don't think it's anyone else's business, so we'll deal with the problems we have.
Alex Favola rang Lara Bingle. Bingle hung up.
Then you confronted him?
Well, I just said that, that's it, you'll need to leave, and he did.
Did you ask him for an explanation?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What did you say to him?
Well, he'd called me 5 minutes after me hearing it, and I just told him what I'd heard, and that no point in denying it. It was quite clear. So I said, you'll need to get your things and go. I need some time to myself, and I was obviously very upset. So that was that.
And what did he say?
Oh, he, at first was trying to sort of deny it, and then didn't really say much. I mean, there's not much he could say. Just, can we work this out? And that was that, so...
And you said no?
Yeah.
Marriage breakdown in private is painful enough, but in public it's positively excruciating.
So, Alex, when this happened, what did you do? Did you hide away from the world?
I did for quite a while. Yes, I spent a lot of time at home with my family and friends and let it all sink in, and...
Lots of tears?
It was initially, but yeah, not so much now.
Alex Favola is a successful businesswoman in her own right, specialising in wedding photography. Before the split, she and Brendan had a bright idea. And that's where this story takes a most surprising turn.
Be prepared.
The Favolas are back together, but only in business.
Now, Alex, what is this place?
Well, it's a restaurant, bar and cafe. We'll be serving breakfast, lunch, dinner and supper.
Given Brendan's Italian heritage, it's called Fellini's in Toorak Road, South Yarra.
How difficult is it to go ahead with this, given what's happened between you?
At this stage, I don't think it's difficult at all. Brendan and I have always had a good friendship besides anything else, and we still do, and hopefully always will. So it's not really been difficult, I wouldn't say.
No. As long as you don't stitch me for too much money.
Vice versa.
You're obviously very good friends, but can I ask you this? Do you both love each other?
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely. You don't just stop loving someone overnight.
When was the last time you told Alex you loved her?
This morning, maybe.
He tells me all the time, quite regularly.
And Alex, what about you? When was the last time you told
I don't
Brendan?
say it all that often anymore. But there's a lot of mucking around with us, so,
Yeah, we just...
it's not like he says it all mushy, I love you, it's just him being silly.
It's not formal.
No, not at all. We're going to have all the tables and chairs along both sides, which could have them on the umbrellas, perhaps.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So when you retire, you might get a job here. Would you employ this man?
Maybe to wash the dishes. Then again.
What are the chances of getting back together?
My odds, I don't know. Hopefully they're under 10s. Alex is probably 1,000,000 to 1.
Well, I would have thought
she's holding the aces though, so it's just my job pretty much is just to look after my kids and to Alex and the restaurant, and hopefully rekindle what we had and get that trust back that we had, and just the fun and the friendship that we had when we were together, I suppose. That's the main thing that I'll be doing.
Brendan thinks it's probably 10 to 1.
Oh, well, he's always optimistic.
Good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind?
Of course, Lara Bingle now has a new catch, Aussie cricketer Michael Clarke. We asked her to be part of this story, but the young lady said no. Meanwhile, back at the Favolas, the signs are promising, barring any Bingles.
Depends how well the business goes.
Exactly, there could be other grounds for divorce.
The decision is Alex's alone, and until she does decide, she lives on one side of Melbourne with the kids, and Brendan lives with a mate on the other. As for Lara Bingle...
I can't speak for her. I have no interest speaking for her. I don't know her, so you'd have to ask her.
But obviously there's a lot of bitterness there, isn't there?
No, not so much now. No? I mean, I think initially it was a you know, there was a lot of emotions going through me, and what I was feeling was only natural towards the whole situation. But like I said, I don't know her, so it's not really my place to make a judgment.
I've been waiting patiently for him to come and get it. I wonder if he knows that he can see it and I'm with it.
Do you have to keep bringing her up? I took Martin, the reason why is because every time I've said the slightest thing, the media will then come out, oh, and she's launched another attack on Lara Bingle, and I'm bitter and I'm twisted, and I know that it doesn't matter how nice it is.
You know what you've said, but...
I know that they will say that I'm just carrying on about it again and I won't leave it alone. Like 6 months ago...
Who's going to say that?
The newspaper, guarantee it.
The only question now is, will she take another punt on Big Fev?
That's obviously something you want.
That I want, yeah, definitely. Just to be around with the kids and...
No, don't worry about me.
No, we finished. And with Alex, and we have such a good time together, and you sort of miss those times when you're not together, and just to be a family again would be great.
Martin King there with the Favolas, who are obviously working on their relationship. And if you have a story you want to get off your chest, please send us an email or give us a call. Well, in case you've somehow missed it, today is Hollywood's big day, the annual Academy Awards honouring the film industry's finest. Supposedly, it's all about the best in movie making, but we all know there's a parallel competition played out on the red carpet, and the critics can be way more harsh. Magella Weemers reports on this year's fashion triumphs and disasters.
For stars, it's time to shine.
The red carpet really is the biggest fashion runway in the world.
For us, the chance to decide who nailed and failed the red carpet. She's allowed to be tough. She's News Limited's fashion guru, Melissa Hoyer.
You might be looking at shoes, probably $2,000, and a dress for $50,000. Hair and makeup start around $400 US an hour, so you'd need someone for a couple of hours. Handbag, probably $2,000 or $3,000. We're talking $60,000, $70,000, $80,000.
And style doesn't come easy. Actor Shane Jacobson, better known as Kenny.
So I think if you're in there at the Oscars, I'd suggest us not drinking for maybe a week before. That's why they've all got that gaunt look, because they haven't had a drink.
Or anything to eat, probably.
Probably had 3 litres of Botox and a couple of bits of salad.
But it's worth it. The best looks were the envy of the local galaxy of stars at New Weekly's Oscar Bash. They were happy to offer acceptance speech advice.
Oh, you'd have to thank Richard Wilkins, wouldn't you?
And pass fashion judgment.
Nicole looks absolutely divine. Her shape seems to have changed somewhat, but red is divine.
Nicole Kidman is the queen of simple. Like, she's got the simplest dress, the simplest hair, and no jewels.
I want to know where her ribs are. Seriously, did she have a rib removed to wear that dress?
Helen Mirren's all right for an old bird.
Do you like her?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a fetish for the old ladies.
What is it about all the boys who've got the hots for Helen Mirren? I mean, really? If she was sitting there doing a knitting, they'd think like something completely different. But now, older women are hot.
Ellen DeGeneres, being the host, I always have a soft spot for the host of an award show.
A lot of British nominees. A lot. Would I say too many? Not here. No.
Oh, she looks fantastic, and who would have thought that Crimson Velvet would have been back?
This is a make or break night for you, just.
But it is, and there's plenty of other hot looks to copy.
I think elements like blue, one shoulders, lots of very sleek hair, they're the sort of things that every day you and I will end up wearing.
There are always those who've missed the mark, locally.
Look at this. It's the Jerry Seinfeld look. You look carefully.
Are they a bit short, Chris?
I know.
And even in Tinseltown.
The real shocker was Penelope Cruz. I mean, she looked like an octopus in that dress. I think Jennifer Hudson That little crop jacket, it looked a bit too theatrical.
They get buffed, polished, tanned, plucked, everything. There's nothing, there's no hair left on their bodies. That's probably too much information.
Tracky Dax and a Shardy, and I'm happy.
Me too. Watch it at home. It's so much more fun.
Magilla Weemer's there. Well, now the celebrations are getting into full swing across Hollywood, and Nine entertainment editor Richard Wilkins is at one of the biggest, the Vanity Fair party. Hi, Dickie. Is George Miller there yet? Big day for him.
George is not here. Wasn't that just fantastic? George Miller's been nominated before for Lorenzo's Oil and, of course, for Babe, but this time he won for Happy Feet, that delightful movie, and, of course, an animated film. He's taken Hollywood on at its own game, beaten Disney, beaten Pixar. I caught up with George at the Governor's Ball. He was there with his wife, Margaret, and with his brother, Bill, who's one of the producers. Just so happy. He's got his Oscar in his hand. He's having something to eat. He is celebrating. George is such a nice guy, and it's a great result for all the wonderful filmmakers who made this fantastic film. Happy Feet, certainly the toast of Hollywood tonight.
Richly deserved, and Helen Mirren looked absolutely fantastic. She was a popular choice for Best Actress, wasn't she?
Yeah, unbackable odds, Trace. She won the Screen Actors Guild Award, she won the BAFTA, she won the Golden Globe. Everyone just loved her performance. I did say to her on the red carpet, gee, you've got this uncanny resemblance to the Queen. She did actually point out that she was considerably younger than Queen Elizabeth II, so I might have miscued that one slightly, but yeah, she was just fantastic, and she was the absolute favourite to win and didn't disappoint.
Dick, what about the buzz of about Ellen DeGeneres as host?
Yeah, well, Ellen, the first time she's hosted, and a big gig, she was pretty nervous. She got a few things bang on. There were a couple of little moments she had. She got her dames muddled up. She got Judi Dench and Helen Mirren confused at one stage, and at another time mentioned that Penelope Cruz was one of Mexico's finest actresses, but of course she is from Spain. So Ellen, good evening to you too. She got a couple of things wrong, but she's a funny lady, and I think she did pretty well. A very difficult gig, but you know, I guess everyone's going to have the chance to make up their own mind on her performance in about an hour's time.
Yeah, that's right. Australia will be doing that tonight. You know, Richard, everyone is talking about Naomi Watts' fairly obvious looking baby bump, and we all noticed that you didn't ask her about it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, Tracy. Here is the thing. She comes up, she looks absolutely gorgeous. There's a little bit of a baby bump. No one mentioned the baby bump to her. I have learnt a few life lessons over the years. Haven't learnt them all by any stretch of the imagination, but I know one thing. I do know one thing. You never...
In front of Thomas, just talking about Aaron Edwards. He played 4 games for the West Coast Eagles, had 8 kicks and kicked 2 goals in the first quarter of his debut match against the Tigers in round 11 of 2005. Quickly fell out of favour, but he's shown a lot of resolve to get a second chance. No doubt he aims to make the most of it. And what we've seen tonight, he is a chance. Burns across the ground. Burns has been trying hard in this term. Over the football is Thomas. Now it's a race. Thomas wants to get that front position. He did. And he'll get the free kick. And/or advantage will be paid. It's coming back to Thomas. Well, that was simply a question of 1-2, although it may also have been influenced by a touch of cramp on Egan. Thomas, his stock sky high, kicks it down towards half forward, but Heath Shaw outmaneuvers Shannon Grant to take the mark. Goes across the ground. Richards. Now Reece Shaw. An emphatic bounce. Play on's the call, not 20. Thomas. Not many options. Brown moves for him now, but the kick again is not good. It bounces, though, obligingly for Brown. He goes back towards the middle. I think it came off the side of the boot. Loney spots Tuvey. Not 20, says the umpire. Didn't carry either. Tuvey releases the ball. Davies in trouble with the outside of the boot. Did clever work. Got it across towards Egan. Now Isles. Back to Richards, but they're making hard work of this. It's labour intensive.
And again wide, this time to Thomas, and then Thomas inside the 50 and gets to Burns. Well, Johnson's been the big possession getter for Collingwood up until this quarter, but now he's on 28. Burns about to go to 29, and Pendlebury's right with them on 29. So Burns touching 30 possessions almost. The veteran. Been a terrific player over a long period of time. Kicks from 50 and to the near side. So Collingwood having the best of it in the last quarter.
Keep coming back, thanks, Chris. Keep coming
It was 30 at quarter time, 47 at half time, 63 at three-quarter time. Back to 51. Kangaroos out of defence.